6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo rolling.
Hello? Hello. Everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to the start of another week. Happy Phenom Day. Right, it's all happening now, and you join us here for part 4 of our Earth to the Moon series. Tonight, well, we're here in Australia, and we're going to learn about the global support. We've learned so far about the rockets and the technology, then we learned about the astronauts, the training, then we spent some time learning about the engineering, building, designing the spacecraft, and now we're going to look at the global support. NASA were faced with a massive problem. Communication. How can they actually track the data and communicate with these craft, considering at the time, in the kind of mid-50s to kind of mid-60s, it was fairly basic. So they had to come up with a plan. So we find ourselves here in Australia, one of several countries that actually did amazing things when it came to supporting this deep space network. We're going to learn a bit about that tonight, and the S-band transceiver, right? And we're going to be visiting Parkes Observatory. Now, anyone who's watched The Dish, it's a great movie if you ever watched The Dish, and well, that's what we're doing tonight. So we're going to start off here in the newly released Phenom 300E. Some questions and head scratching. The Microsoft Marketplace bean counters. God love them. But yeah, there's a bit of head scratching on the prices, but it is what it is. I'm sure we'll find out. We'll ask, hey, what's the deal? You know. But yes, if you're all newly owners, if you're new owners of the Phenom, well, we'll get you covered here this evening as we will prepare the aircraft. We're going to be flying out of Shellharbour, just south of Sydney. We're going to head to Bathurst for our first stop, home, of course, of the infamous racetrack. And from Bathurst, then it's over to Parkes Airport. And from there, we're going to jump into the Huey, the UH-1H helicopter from Taog's Hangar. And then we're going to fly out to where the observatory is, check it all out, and then return. It is a night of things and stuff. So I'd like to welcome you all in. Hope you had a great day and your weekend. We did an awesome stream yesterday, and again a shout out to FS Reborn, to Raoul for letting us showcase the aircraft, and I have to say I was taken back. How do you say that? So many wonderful, really nice comments in our Discord today. Thank you very, very much indeed. These are very good. Yes, yesterday marked our 1 year anniversary of being a full-time Egypt. Brilliant! Head honcho number 1, big Egypt right here. So I want to thank you all so very much indeed for just being part of this mad journey. You know, I can't say I haven't aged. You know, I haven't aged. Well, I have aged, but only very slightly. I still kept my boyish good looks. And yes, well, it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you very, very much indeed. It's just mad. It's so hard to explain to people outside of what it is we do. You know, people ask, this year especially, a transition for me, 20 years working in, you know, logistics. And I still, right? And I still get lost. I still lose things. You'd think I'd learn. But talking with kind of, you know, business enterprise boards and revenue and all this sort of jazz. And like, what are you doing? Well, this is what I do. And it's very hard to explain, you see. But we get it, right? But not many other people do. They all have the same sort of answer. They're just like... They all have the same sort of answer. They just kind of go, oh... Yeah. It makes total sense. And give out, shag off with that shagging button, will you? Jesus. But anyway, welcome in, friends. It's great to see you. And we're sure we'll see who's here, will we? Yes. We'll start. Yesterday was so very busy. It was great. Massive turnout yesterday. It was absolutely bananas. So yes, we will. We're back to normal. It's just us now. So we'll ramble in and say hello and catch up with people. And let me know in the chat as we're starting off, guys, who has purchased the Phenom. One's in chat if you got it. If you didn't get it, say out. But if you just picked up the... That happened this year as well. Look, the back of my head... Oh, look, Jesus. I started losing an awful lot at the back of the head. Right. It'll be grand. It's grand. I wear hats. Give us me lovely hats, and I'm all dressed in the latest fashions from head to toe. Oh yeah, the underpants lineup is coming soon, by the way, lads. Keep an eye out for that. Right now, could you imagine? Jeez, we'd be locked up. APU inspector's here. Good day to you, Mrs. TPHI. Rolls in, ups and downs, so she does. Good evening, Mrs. Vacuum is in the house. Super Ty is here. AJH man. Viper Strike is here. Tier 1 for 60 months, man. Thank you very much. He says 5-year sub to the #1 flight sim channel on earth. Love Murph and the community. Viper, you're very kind. Thank you very, very much indeed. And dude, here's to another year. Another year, right? Fierce Wolf looking fierce and wolfy. Good evening. Mac Vision's in the house. Killswitch, how are you, buddy? Chalks is here. Good to see you, buddy. Mr. TPHI, what a phenomenal day. Indeed. Mrs. TPHI has watched for 190 streams in a row. Thank you very, very much indeed, Mrs. DK Funfly is here. Malky Mac, good evening. Tarnish Mossman, good evening. Eamon 1973. He says, hi everyone, I'm having issues downloading the FS Reborn on the marketplace. It's so busy. Really, it's so busy. The marketplace is busy. Give it time, Eamon, give it time. Tarnish, thank you for 3 in a row. Sun Jammer's here. I've seen one of these before. It's a long distance... Shuffle Shoes has shuffled in. Good to see you, buddy. Idle Cutoff is in the house. Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. It's currently 11 degrees. Yeah, it's not great out there today. It was raining all day, lads. That's just shocking, you know. But we'll get over it. Right? It's to be nice, seemingly on Thursday, right? For half an hour, and we'll see how we go there. Viper, thank you very much indeed for 140 streams in a row. Just Roy is here. Good to see you, Roy. I've been doing a bit of testing with some creations that Just Roy has made, and I've got to say they're very impressive. One of them is an automatic downloader and exporter of your Flight Sim 2024 control bindings. Very handy. And then the second bit of gadgetry he built, it scans your community folder and it checks to see if any airports you have installed are conflicting with what's active in the sim. So for example, if let's say you have San Francisco, well, the sim gives you, maybe that's not a good example. Think of like one of these handcrafted airports, because I don't think San Francisco is. Think of a handcrafted airport, and let's say you have payware scenery for the same airport. Well, this little tool that Roy is working on will actually say, hey, we found this installed. You can turn it off from in here. It's very clever. So he's still working on that, so more news when it's released. But the man's a genius. A genius, you see. But yes, Roy, it's great to see you. Super Ty, thank you for 3 in a row. Commander Balosh is in the house. Good evening, my dude. Lovely message earlier on, buddy. And thank you very much. 165 streams in a row. The man is a madman. And thank you very much. Malk is here for 90 in a row. Beat the Janie. Thank you very much. Angry B is here. Good evening. Lucky Bo, good evening. The snow ripped off the chimney on your shop. What? Jesus. Captain Gaiman is here. Good to see you. Welcome in, buddy. Lucky Bo. Snow ripped off the chimney. That's crazy. CP65, good evening. Spitfire RF 100 has rambled into the chat. Good evening to you, buddy. Alson is here. Welcome in. The Impossible Face. Thank you very, very much indeed. Good to see you, bud. Balut is here for 56 months with a Prime subscription. Balut, thank you very, very much indeed. For 55 of those months, I was calling you Billouette. Thank you, and for putting up with me. Gibbo Ireland is in the chat. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well. And flat out and also relaxing all at the same time. I must send John another photo, Gibbo, of the garden. Jay-Z be impressed, but I'll show it after, you don't rope me into any work. Next year, look what I did. Yeah, right. But welcome in. Willow, how much is here? Good evening. Mr. TPHI says, today would have been my 400th stream watch streak if I watched 400 times in a row. Right. Good evening, Mr. TPHI. Cornwolf, good to see you, buddy. Mr. TPHI, my thoughts exactly. She gave the smack in the head, eyes rolled back, and, emote. Norse Viking is here, good evening. The Boise is in the house, listening in whilst driving tonight. Well, good evening. Welcome to Longwave Radio, Atlantic 252. Just remember come on, yous do. They used to play all the tunes, in the night Army Toe in the late 1990s. Old veteran is here, trying to keep up with all the FSR 300 general chat. Crazy talk. How's everyone's Monday? Crazy busy weekend with me with the cadets, and just now recovering, but it was a great weekend nonetheless. Scott, great to see you, buddy, and you're very welcome back. Alberto's in the chat. Good to see you. Mr. TBHI says to his wife, don't you roll your eyes at me or shake your head. And the response, I just did. Shots fired. Now, Cornwolf says, slightly related, I managed to watch Hail Mary last night and it was really good. I haven't heard it. Mugan is here. Good evening. Hope everyone is doing great. Absolutely. North Coast Mike, good evening. Stu Snape is here. Happy 1 year. Now you're full time. I see your face more than my wife. Right. I mean, it makes you appreciate the other things in life, Stu. Doesn't it? Brilliant. It's good to see you, bud, and you're very welcome in. Creo is here. A very good evening to all in County Mayo. Creo, hope you're well, buddy. Strap21, hola. Heisenberg has rambled aboard. Good to see you, buddy, and a very happy Monday to you. Cracker is here for 135 streams in a row. Thank you very, very much indeed, bud. Scott says, Murph, there are folks giving out to you about your landing last night and wondering if it was the aircraft or you. I thought I did an alright landing. Sorted. DeRuiter, good evening. Norse Viking is here. 8 months, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. Lads, the support tonight is unbelievable. Thank you very much. Devilfly, good afternoon. From Southern California. Ooh, nice. Hello from Tipperary. Uniform Goose, good day, Goose. Welcome in, buddy. Now, let me see. Saying nothing, says Angry Bee. Right. Cornwolf, 20 in a row, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Flipper Alloy is here. Welcome in. Where's this now? Dennis C, good evening. I hope you're keeping well. Daddy Plump is here. Welcome aboard. Malky Mac and Gibbo pressing buttons. Shag off. Stick Figure. Welcome in. Sumner's in the house. Tier 1 for 9 months. Naples, Florida calling. Hello from Tipperary. Thank you very much indeed, Sumner. Hope you're well, mate. Or boyish small hands. Wished. Lost in translation, Mr. GPHI. You're Canadian. It's very hard to understand fluent Canadian. Right. Now, and in 1 year you didn't break. Wait. And in 1 year you didn't break a thing. Yes. Nothing broken at all, Cornwolf. Indeed. Right. Memphis Ton is here. Good to see you, man. I can't see it on the marketplace. You can do a search for FS Reborn. It should appear. Sir Camsalot, my dude from Agoshlon Nua, you're very welcome in. Daddy Plump is here. Oh, is that so? The year's flown by. You've kept the good looks. The hair. That's another question. Thank you, Daddy Plum. Thank you. Now, let me see. Right, people who bought the aircraft already. Idle Cutoff, Mac. Dazza, good to see you, Dazza. Norse Viking, Mr. Big Britches, Fierce Wolf. Retriever Neil, welcome in. Willow How Much grabbed it. Daddy Plump, Restoring grabbed it. Wolf is waiting for the end of the month. Hermit Something's here. Good afternoon to Boston. Welcome in, buddy. Hopefully, they won't run out of Phenoms by the time I get home late tonight. Ooh, don't worry, they've stocked many. Chunky Flyers here, welcome in. Flyer10 says, evening. If only the Phenom had been out an hour or two earlier, I might have been able to bring it. Bought it for the model matching. Ooh, nice. Yes, I need to know, can it fly inverted? Ooh, probably not. Well, I mean, why are you even asking these questions? You fly aircraft that are not capable of flying upside down. Upside down. You have this kind of, skill. We don't know what it is. We can't explain it. We just watch in awe and sheer panic. Right, do you know? Rain is here, good evening. Hope you're well. Toto2495, a very good evening to you and to Mrs. Toto, who I shan't ever forget to say hello to on these our joyous occasion streams. I hope you're both keeping well and, well, a great start to the week. And, yeah, LG Dan is here. Keane Lafford, care is calling. Good day to you, sir. Hope you're well, Keane. It flies inverted. I've tested it already. Oh, really? Captain McCoy is here. Welcome aboard. FSR breaking the Microsoft servers. Honestly, that's what it looks like. Belbro, he says, never mind, Murph. On a well-used road, there's no grass growing. Wait, what? Hello, and congrats on the 1 year. Thank you very much indeed. Good to see you, mate. And, well, happy Monday. Steve is here from Chicago. Good day from Tipperary, Steve. Hope you're having a good one. 32 degrees Celsius, Mr. TPHI says. Really? Jesus. Vertical at 2/3 on top is better than 3/3. Yeah, I agree. Yes. Are we talking about hair? Troy DeMike says, howdy from El Paso, 31 degrees and a little too windy. Jesus. Everyone loves hair. Wait, Dan, go handy. Can I transfer my TTM YouTube status to Twitch? I'm sure you can. I don't know if there's like a direct transformation, but I think you can. 32 degrees here too. Really? Airlock Doc is here. Did Murph use gel or mousse on his hair? Singular. What are you talking? I use gel, you know, because otherwise my hair looks like a burst mattress. And I don't think you're ready for me hair is brushed back, Murph. You're not ready for that in the relationship yet, lads. I'm just saying, you know, it makes me look terribly sexy. And I'm trying to control the emotional impact that we have here on the streams. You know, I just didn't want to be, they're only watching him, you know, for his looks or his low-cut top. I'm just saying, so that's why we're gone with this setup. Zard is here, good man yourself, great distraction. Zard is here for 20 months of Prime. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Congrats on the 1 year full time, says Gibbo. Let us know when you plan to start. Brilliant. Thank you. Yes, Gibbo, brilliant. Murph, I've been to the dentist and I'm numb from the neck up. Wait, what? Heisenberg, you'd be grand. Now, congrats on 366 days. Proud of you sticking with it. Thank you, Airlock. You're very kind. It scans for conflicts, says Roy, between the handcrafted Asobo airports and the purchased add-ons. The latest build also checks the scenery indexes folder more safely. Ooh, we'll have to check it out, Roy. I should have a bit of time tomorrow again. Viper says, you bring in Bill and Ben with your Murph. Bottom right of the screen. That's Podge and Raj. Yeah. Podge and Raj. Brilliant. I think I need batteries for Podge. Raj is fine, you know, but yeah, they're minding the place, you know. That's brilliant. Oh, Bill and Ben, I love it. I used to be called Bill and Ben in work. Right, photos by Kev. Phenom. Welcome to the Muppet Show. It's good to see you, Kev. Right, sorting AJH, man, you're welcome aboard. Linny Bobbins is here, 'tis herself. I'm trying to get set up and sorted for tonight, but Stu and I are struggling. Wait, you're running vanilla? Oh, Jesus. Murph, Hail Mary is a new space movie by the same author that did The Martian. Oh, is it good so, is it? Epic Fool is here, good to see you. Have you room to rent? I'm in Turles for 2 weeks training. Oh, Jesus. Shout if you're stuck. I don't have a spare room. I have a lovely shed. Oh, Jesus then. Epic. The shed is lovely. It's built for BMW drivers. Right? Fantastic. There's no indicators and it's very close to the house. Brilliant. Shout when you're up here, though. We can go for coffee. Or, you know, things of that nature. Have you a tent? Bring a tent, sure, you can pitch it up. Vex Freeze is here, good to see you. Nutty Taff is here, good morning. Where's this now? Me Toby tracking is behaving. Or misbehaving. Jesus. Robert J56, a very good evening. Hope all is well. Now let me see. Nighthawk is here, good afternoon. Those flying the Phenom are actually model matched as Phenoms. Would you believe it? An aircraft done right, you know? I got it because it's pretty, yes. Found it 37.59, says Tarnish. Yeah, the prices are a little bit kind of head scratching because as a developer, Raoul sets the price, but that goes into the marketplace then. And then they don't have this. Remember there was a talk about it last year? I roughly remember there was a talk, maybe it was 2 years ago. They were saying something about... you know, they were saying something about how different regions will have different pricing fixed to them. They were changing how some of the pricing was worked. I'll dig it out. We'll have a read of it because some people, it just seems odd. You know, when you kind of do a currency conversion add whatever value added tax, even if they're on 5%, it's still out. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. But anyway, once you can do anything once. Indeed. Now, let me see. Good evening, all. It's Emerald. Let me see. Emerald Flowing. Good evening. You got the Phenom. Nice. Where is this now? Winkle Gassler. Good evening. Who's this now? Is this Rahul? How do we pronounce your name? Is it Rahul? Good evening. You're very welcome in. Noel K is here. Happy Monday. Titans of Road. Welcome in, buddy. Now let me see. We're catching up here now, lads, at a rate of knots. Irish Murph is named Comb Over Murphy. Oh, Jesus. What a Simba mattress. Who? What server are we on? Our normal one, Southeast Asia. We'll see what happens. The phenomenal Phenom, as Forder would call it, as he did with the Cockpit Phenom 100. Very different kettle of fish, this one, though. Do you know? Murphy's on West Europe. Am I? I'll change it, lads. We'll be on our normal Southeast Asian one. In all seriousness, though, probably be staying at my uncle's for a bit. Same place as you. Also, well done to Mr. Two-Tone for not killing you for last year. Epic fool. Nice. Give us a shout when you're up this neck of the woods. And call in anyway. Do you know? We'll have tea and cake. Well, that's a lie. I don't have cake. But we can have tea. You'll have to bring it. But I'll drink it with you. Right. AZ Blue Line, welcome in. Thank you very much indeed. Prime subscription, 52 months. You're very kind, sir. Thank you very much. Zybok Dog calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. You're welcome in. If you get people in your shed, it'll mess up your income support, right? Eddie Games, welcome in, bud. What a machine. I'm telling you, lads. Bio Games is here. Welcome in. What do you mean no cake? Well, unless you bring cake. I'm not one that... Despite what you're thinking, I don't eat a lot of cake, you know. Right, come on in here now, and we have a quick look over. Jays is busy tonight. Angels15, welcome in. Danny's in the house. Dave Cleary, legend Dave. Welcome back, Dave. Joseph Jolly, welcome aboard. Hukalea, you're very welcome in, man. Let me see here now. Black Sheep Gene, he says, my like bar keeps disappearing. Your like bar? Oh, jeez, I don't know. Gene, it's good to see you, buddy. Now, let me see. Mr. Anderson himself, happy anniversary going pro. Murph, here's for another 100 years. Thank you very, very much indeed. Cheers, buddy. Now, let me see. AJ is here. Welcome in. You finally got Flight Sim 24. Nice. Yeah, I've lovely hair, thanks. Geol Pilot, a very good evening to you. Colonel Indiana Longnuts has rambled aboard. It's great to see you, man. Now, who else come in the door, look? Welsh Taff, good evening, or good morning. Where is this now? Tell that nutty Taff fella to be quiet. Right. Kubi Montana, a very good evening. Case Perling. Is it Case Sperling? No, is it Case Sperling? Is it out now? Yes, it is. Since you started streaming full time, you've taken off more days than you've actually worked. Says Black Sheep Gene. The allegations and assumptions here. Papa Justify is here. Welcome aboard. That's so great to see so many people. And you're probably saying, why does he take so long? That intro took exactly 4 minutes and 11 seconds. 4 minutes and 11 seconds, but you guys take the trouble. Yesterday was different. You still took a bit of trouble, but yesterday was different because we were showcasing, premiering an aircraft, if you like. But you guys do take the time out of your day to say hello. I say hello. I want to say hello, so that's why we go through this. So if you don't like it, well, tough. Yeah, right. I would find it very ignorant. And also, if for whatever reason, if you pass a comment or you say hello and I don't see it, unless it's, unless you're being an idiot. If I don't see it, well, say it again. I don't, that stuff wrecks me head, do you know? I'm always watching for that because it's a live environment. And yeah, I could be busy, but if you post something and I don't respond to it, please don't think I'm ignoring you. Unless you're being a complete idiot, then I'll ignore you. And the mods will kick you and ban you. Or they'll burst you. Right. But just say it again, But yeah, don't mind that other fella there who just said the last comment. Yeah, we ignore him all the time. But for everyone else, let me know. Kanzui, good to see you, man. Hope you're well. Right, where's it now? Grats to one and all, grats for the 1 year. Yet your hands are still small. Yes, they are. 1 minute 26. Thank you, Idle Cut Off. I'm Pierce is here. Good to see you. Or we'll put you in the bald corner. No, the bold corner. Bell bro, it's the bold bold. Oh, Jesus. Right, come over here now, look. Now, what was that? Who happened? Or unless you are Gibbo. No, don't mess with Gibbo because he'll get you back 10 times worse than you ever thought was possible. That's what happens. But anyway, right, lads, we're going to start off with this aircraft. We're going to power it up. Would you beat a hokey? There's two things after happening that are brilliant. First, Dougal McTavish has subscribed for 63 months. What in the name of all that is names is he still doing here? Dougal, thank you very, very much indeed. The second funny thing, Gibbo just timed out Epic Fool. That is hilarious. See, Epic, I warned you. Wild Moot Queen, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. How do you feel about Say Intentions having your voices? They have it down as UK, have they? I'll talk to the lads. I love Say Intentions, and it's gas. I was lucky to be one of. I'm lucky, but like so many people are unlucky. I was one of the first voices they kind of used very sophisticated AI engineering to replicate. It was very impressive, you know. Gibbo timed him out again. Brilliant. Vasco from msfsaddons.com is in the house. Vasco, a very good evening to you. Good to see you, bud. You're back there now. Behave. That's hilarious. We can never leave. Yes, one of us, Dougal. You're here forever. Forever. One of us. You know, love you too. Epic Phil, that's hilarious. Right, lads. Anyway, we got to showcase this beautiful machine yesterday, and we're back here again today, and we're showing it off once more. So we shall start off, and then we're going to cover. I've quite a bit. Oh, Jez, I didn't open the file. I've quite a bit of. I've quite a few notes for tonight, but we'll have a little bit of time in the cruise, you see. So I write up all my notes here, and then we have links and all the jazz. I'm up to 7,500 words on this one, but yeah, it's we need to scroll down to tonight. So let's have a look. Episode 4, Global Support. And like the last couple of weeks, I have a couple of links we'll check out. There's links there to like Wikipedia and there's links to NASA as well. So we've a fair bit going on, right? So let us see what happens. Surveying, welcome in. Good to see you, bud. It's a game changer. I can't play the Gaze or the Gaze. I can't play the base game anymore. It feels dead without Say Intentions. Yeah, it's a Say Intentions is awesome. I'm a huge fan of what they're doing and what they've done. Do you know, it's brilliant. The saturation on your camera seems off. What are you trying to say, Kanzui? I haven't changed anything. No, wait, it's grey hair. Oh, yeah, how much of... Oh, Jesus. Kanzui, you're next on the list of... Jesus. That was pretty bad now, wasn't it? Right, anyway, hello, Phenom. Yes, hello, Phenom. You won't make fun of me or upset me. Jesus, that was brutal, wasn't it? Kanzui, like, brutal, right? You can't go doing things like that to a streamer. Yeah, brutal, wasn't it? Jesus, don't get in an argument with Kanzui, he'd leave you on the floor. But anyway, here we are in our beautiful Phenom 300. We're not carrying passengers on this one. We did the passenger experience setup yesterday. So on this flight today, we're just going to power up here. We're on the ground in Shellharbour. We're going to blast off, and our first stop is going to be Bathurst. We're just going to fly direct, right? And we can load in a Simbrief flight, but we'll jump in and do it as normal, right? So welcome to the aircraft. We're going to start off here on the ground operations. This is the first thing we do. pitot covers, chocks, landing gear pin, engine covers, and we have our GPU all available there as well, all right? Going to remove the engine covers, the landing gear pin, and the pitot covers. Now, we can do that manually, walking around the aircraft, right? Or we can just do it from in here. Weight and balance is absolutely fine. So our flows of this aircraft, we start down here on the bottom left-hand side. On our lower left-hand side, we start at the back and we work our way to the front. That's how the flows work on this. And the first button we're looking for here is the IFE Refreshment Centre. This is your in-flight entertainment and refreshment centre. If you forget to turn that on and your passengers come in, well... best of luck to you. Right, we're going to make sure our flight controls are set not to flight control 1 or 2. They're set to none. Oxygen, we're going to make sure that the oxygen is pushed down. PAX is set to auto. Then we have our electrical panel here. So we're going to activate battery 1 and 2. Before we do that, just make sure that the landing gear is in the down position and the flap handle is in the up position. All is looking good. Battery 1, battery 2. And we're going to wait for our screens to start turning on. We've already connected our ground power unit, so we can see this white light here that says available. All right. Echo 19, my dude. Thank you very much indeed. It's been 15 months. What a year it's been. Tyler, thank you very, very much indeed. Tyler, are you going to Expo? I keep asking and then I forget. Are you or not? Hopefully you are. Thank you very much indeed for that support, buddy. I very much appreciate it. Right, so we do have electrical power. We're going to turn that on. We're going to hit the lower right-hand corner of our main screen here. And now these two little screens can control these two screens. And then we have an option to, you know, push them left or right if we want. All right. So the very first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my aircraft systems. I want my status here. And on the right-hand side, I want to show my electrical system first. Very quick look, right? Buttons are happening. Emerald, thank you so very much indeed for your Prime subscription. Cheers, man. Very kind, very kind. Boot 527, yes. You think you'd be exhibiting a hangover? That's what I'm after flicking me eye with me. Jay, give out these need a health warning. What do you call these things in a hoodie? It's not rope. Is it a lace? What is the correct terminology for these on hoodies? Toggles? I'm after getting a toggle into me glasses. A drawstring. But they don't really draw. And what did they toggle? You call them a pain in the... Well, no, but like... I like them and all, but like... laces. Okay. Listen. Whatever they are... They're dangerous, right? Flyboy Dyer, welcome in. Right, so we can see here, GPU is connected. That's powering up all of the aircraft. I'm happy enough there. Generators are off. We'll go and fix all this now in a moment. We're going to change over to our ECS. That's our environmental control system. And we can see so far, it's quite warm. We got 23 degrees inside the cabin. We got 30 degrees inside the cockpit. So yes, we're on ground power. We could turn on our air conditioning unit. That's the VCS. We got to make sure we turn it off during engine startup. So to continue on with our flows, we're going to come down here. Electrical gens can go to auto. Pneumatics come on, right? And then we come on up here to the big screen. Our fuel pumps go to auto. And our hydraulic pumps turned on. Then we have our seatbelts. Our emergency locating transponder is set to armed. We can test it. No, that's on, Murph. We can test it, and then we leave it on armed. Pusher, don't worry about that for the moment. Windshield heating and ADS, leave them alone. All right. We now come up to our overhead, and we'll arm the emergency lighting. Nav lights come on. And we're inspection lights if you want. They're like your wing lights, right? Eye pokers, stringy bits, the danglers, cat playthings, all very accurate. Yes. Right. So we're looking good here now. It is giving us a CAS warning to say GPU is connected, and on the screen it says, well, the passenger door is open. That's quite okay. So we can close that passenger door now. We're also going to remove the chocks. So our systems left-hand side are looking good. So we want to initialize the airplane. Jesus, we want to initialize the aircraft. So to do this, we're going to come down here and we're going to go to Utilities, Initialization. And it's from here we'll go through all our quick tests. So voice recorder, we're going to start testing this. This is pretty much automatic. We also have an annunciator and CAS system to test. So things like smoke detection. Boop, boop, boop. Fire. Engine fire test. Stall protection and ice protection. We can also check the annunciators. What you're looking for is a number of different lights. All right. Now, again, we can use the emergency battery supply or the emergency electrical supply. To do that, we can bypass the batteries because we're on ground power mode. So we would come down here to the isolator switch. We would press this guy in.
GPWS system failure.
And that's how you turn everything off. Jesus, Murphy. Turn it back on.
GPWS available.
And there's all our stuff done. I probably shouldn't have done that until the generators were running. I should have waited for the generators. But anyway, you get the idea. It's an isolator for the two batteries, which you could have an issue, right? Anyway, let's go continue. Our cockpit voice recorder is working, so we'll go next. Next, we have our TAWS system test. That'll do a quick test. TAWS system test. Okay. Or whatever she likes to say. And then we'll do our traffic one. And while we're waiting, we'll come on down here. Engine ignition switches, both are set to auto. Once we're in auto, we're okay. That's just the ignition.
Test. Okay.
And next, we're going to go for traffic. And that'll do a quick traffic test. While we're here, we're going to reset our baro and our directional indicator if we need it.
Traffic. System test passed.
Lovely. Now we're going to go to the thrust rating. So outside air temperature, it is 21 degrees. So we'll type in 21 degrees. We'll enter. And we're going to send this data into the computer on the aircraft. That's all to do with our FADEC starting up, and also think of it like your thrust limiter. That's how all that works. All right. So data has been accepted. Next, then we have our flight plan, our origin. We're currently on the ground at YS. HL, is it? HL. And we're going to go, a destination here is going to be YBTH. So we go YBTH. Beautiful sounds of jets taking off. Bathurst. So in terms of the runway that we want, depending on the weather, I'm thinking runway 34. And we do have some say intentions here as well, because our flight is powered by say intentions using Groupie. And yeah, I forgot to press the button there. Muse fan is here. Good to see you. You're not late at all. Flying Trits, good evening. Welcome in, buddy. Stringy bits. We'll go with that. Yeah. Stringy bits. I like that too. Right, let's have a quick look over here. Do we have an ATIS 120.35?
Formation November. 1900 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 26, 34.
Let's go with runway 34. So we're going to select our runway. And it's going to be runway 34. And we're going to OK all of this. OK all of that. Empty weight, aircraft loading, fuel, fob sync. That's our fuel on board. Next up is going to be our weather. It's going to be runway. That's okay. Takeoff configuration. Takeoff flaps are set for 2. Roger. And next thing we're going to set our takeoff speeds. And we will accept the initialization. Aircraft is set up. Now we're going to go for a start. All right. So what time do I have set? Current time I've set in the sim 15:18 local. And I've gone with... I think it's just kind of it's a default weather preset, so 15:18. All right, so runway 34 is what we're after. I'm happy enough now. Quick check outside. Security cones, we're going to remove those. We don't want them getting chucked into the engine. And now we're going to go for start on the aircraft engine. We start engine number 2 first. That'll give us power into our air conditioning unit. All right, so if we have a quick look over here, this is looking at our weight and balance page. I'm going to come over and give this the status page so we can see what's happening with hydraulic pressure and all the jazz. So we're going to engine 2 to run. Give it a moment. And now we're going to press and hold for 2 seconds. 1, 2. And from here, we monitor ignition. So we're looking for ITT. ADSs are okay. ITT looking good. N1 is looking good. We peaked out at 484 degrees. And that's a good start on our right-hand side. Lovely job. Right, next job now, we're going to disconnect from our ground power. We're going to disconnect the GPU and remove it. And then we're going to start engine 1. And engine 1, when we start this, engine 2 will actually spool up a little bit louder to cover the power draw. 2 seconds. Engine 2 spools up. Engine 1, we have ignition. Shed bus is off and ITT is rising. Again, if we have a problem, the FADEC will do a good job. We would just shut down that engine. FADEC will cover pretty much anything bar 2 things. It won't do a failed N1, a hung start, and it won't do high oil pressure. Everything else it'll cover. So hot starts, it's designed to stop that from happening. Unless you do something stupid, as in adverse wind and all this jazz. Okay, so we've got a good start on both engines. That's looking good, and we'll continue on now with our flows. So our ADS probes go to auto. Everything over here on the left-hand side is good. Quick check on everything down here on our lower panel. We're looking good. Center, we're looking good. We can test all these, the speed brakes. We can also go down through all our various trims. It's not going to be happy with our trim in the current position, but we'll worry about that now in a moment. Advisory coming in, the bleed air system, that's quite okay. I will now turn on our air conditioning, so we're going to go from off to auto, and our ECS is going to go to both. That's our pressurization. We're going to flick this to automatic, and we can see our fans. And we're going to keep the temperature cool because we know it's warm in here. If we go to our info screen and have a look at our ECS, we can now see that we have a new set point of 15 and 15. Once we have sufficient air, because at the moment we only have ram air, that'll start cooling down the cabin. Pretty awesome, right? Now see this screen here, I'm going to change this guy because I wanted to display something else. So if you come down here to the Garmin unit, move your cursor until you have like a right arrow. And you'll see the way this purple highlight has moved from this screen over to that screen. Well, that means we can now interact and put something on that screen. For this, I'm going to horse in the chart, and we can put in just the airport to see what we're doing, right? I'm happy enough with this screen, happy enough with that screen, and everything else over here I'm good with as well. So what we're going to do, we're tuned into our groupie flight. Yaw dampener can come in. No, it can't, sorry. Flight director can come in, and we're going to go in and put our altitude select, right? We don't want to go too high because I want to look at some scenery. But at the same time, this aircraft is more than capable of flying fast and high. So we're going to go with our taxi lights. Strobes, stay off of them. Well, put on our strobes. We won't upset anyone. Flight controls, quick check. They're free and correct. And we're just going to add in a little bit of pitch trim. And we'll see what happens here. So we're going to taxi out to our left-hand side onto Golf. So we'll give a shout over our radios to everyone else. Shellharbour traffic, November 235 Romeo Mike. We are a Phenom 300E. We're taxiing from the terminal on Golf. We'll hold short runway 34, Shellharbour. Alright, we see what happens. So we'll come off the brakes. Also our squawk machine needs to be done. So we're set to 1200. That'll do us. We're currently set to auto. Let's go altitude reporting. And that's all done. Now, lovely hurdling. Rennie is here. Rennie. Okay, looking good. And we'll spin out here to our left-hand side. We happy enough so far? Any questions? Is anyone struggling with this aircraft yet? Or are we all happy out? Flaps are going to set for takeoff. Visually check. We've set them for 2 according to our computer. 2 is set. And now we just taxi out on Golf. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I imagine I didn't change server. My bad, my bad. Online. We need to be on Southeast Asia. My mistake, lads. Give it a moment, it'll reload. And we shall see what happens. Easy now. Our V-speeds are in. We'll cross over the runway here. The avionics should be familiar enough for anyone that's flown stock citations. Yeah, Malky, yeah, 100%. Here's a Mr. TPHI starting to appear upside down. And we'll see how the L stutters go tonight. Hopefully we don't get many. Hopefully we don't get many, but sure, look, you wouldn't know what'll happen, lads. It's a very pretty jet, isn't it? Like, isn't it gorgeous? He's ignoring it on purpose. Wait, what happened? Two-tone muse. Easy now. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, look at this. We got ourselves a convoy. Alright lads, when you're ready, blast off. Don't be hanging around. Shellharbour traffic, November 235 Romeo Mike, lining up and departing runway 34, departure to the north, Shellharbour. Attack of the Phenoms, right? So, landing lights coming on. Cleared a bit of space there for the buys. Jeez, we got a lot of people here, man. This is awesome. Look at this! Vision jets. Tail Dragon A320s. I mean, I've seen it all. Brilliant. There was a Praetor flying about today. Oh, Praetor's big. Muse is streaking. Alrighty, get ourselves lined up. Looking good. Alright, we're going to sync our heading to runway heading. We've already dialed in 8,000. We'll arm V speed. And we want to climb here. Well, we can climb absolutely magically on this thing. Let's set it in for 3,000 feet a minute. Let's hold position. And let's see what happens. Jose, good to see you, bud. Power coming in. Before we go.
Takeoff okay.
Takeoff okay. Let's go flying. Takeoff power set. Airspeed alive. The needle is moving. There's 80 knots.
On runway 34 remaining. 5,100 feet.
Yep, see Daisy. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, speed, good. Rate of climb, good. Gears up. Flaps 1. Nice smooth climb out. Little bit of pitch trim, just keep us going. Watch your speed with our flaps. Easy. Okay, flaps fully in. 160, nice controlled. And we're looking good. Autopilot, let us go to heading mode. VS is already armed, we're going to go for 3,000 feet a minute. Easy now. And I think we're looking good, Murph just did a lovely smooth BIOS update. Oh jeez, don't mention it. Don't mention the war. Alright, let's go for a left turn here, lads. We'll head west, 270 degrees. Just give ourselves a bit of a circle around the airfield. Just to make sure we're all up and moving. Oh, heck yeah. Right, lads, if you're flying along, if you're on the PC or PlayStation, it's number 1. If you're on the Xbox or PlayStation, it's number 1. If you're on the PC, it's number 2. If you're using Say Intentions with us, it's number 3. And for everyone else, if you're only delighted that we now have a Phenom, well, you press number 4. Hello, Fireflies. Welcome to the Flying Circus. We live stream Monday to Friday, 1900 Zulu time, right here. All right. We're doing well. Murphy being intercepted by a Navy jet. Evasive action. Quick, run away. Jesus. Super Tie has 1.3 million channel points. Jesus. I mean, with that amount of points, Super Tie, I'm just saying you can cause an awful lot of trouble. Congrats, Muse, on your 100 stream streak. Muse has done 100 streaks. 19 in PC, 32 happy about the Phenom, 189 passengers plus a Murph. Who's ignoring Muse van? You missed 5 people trying to tell you. What? Where did it say that?
Trim.
Muse fan. What? Hang on. I'm going back. Oh wait, look! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Muse fan. Currently on a 100 stream streak. Muse. Jesus is brilliant. I take it all back. Well done, Muse. Jesus. Didn't see it at all. Sorry, Muse. Oh dear. Right. Let's hang a left here.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Well, hello there. CP, good man, turn off the lights. Chris Van Halen, good evening. We just learned he only listens to Stu. I didn't see it, and I went back, look. Listen, right, it could have happened to anyone, right? To be fair, I would have read it, but he was late. I'm only messing, Muse. We love you, really. No, come on. You're great, crack. Red Dragon, welcome in. Haven't flown the sim for about 2 years now. Seeing planes as good as this makes me think now's the time. Now is the time to get back, buddy. The sim has not been the same without your Red Dragon. Sim Famous, welcome in, buddy. Love the channel. Fabulous energy. Have a great trip. Thank you very much indeed. 98 Vulcan, welcome aboard. Muse fan says, shock and carry on all together. Listen, right? 'Tis grand. It's all under control, Muse. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Right, 8,000 feet, speed 2, and we'll see what happens here, right? So we'll see what happens. Now we can go nav mode. FMS, so that should be armed now, I hope. And we'll see what the crack is here now in a minute. This screen here, we can change this puppy now, and we can go to map, just to see what we're doing. We'll pick up that magenta line. I still haven't figured out how to turn off the VSD. Does anyone know? Utilities. Setup. Avionics. System. Time format. Let's just see. Flight director. Com spacing. Nearest runway. Look at this big easy. Alerts. Units. MFD fields. I don't see the option to turn off VSD. Do you? Does anyone know how to turn off VSD? No? 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 Okay. MFD fields. Yeah, no, I went looking. Not in there at all. He'd see messages if it was on a name badge, like that woman was wearing an Expo. Shut up, Kane. Brilliant. Right, we're on our way to our first stop of the night. It's up to Bathurst. Yes. And, well, let's have an owl ganter here. So, global support. Wait till you hear this, right? So, one of the biggest engineering problems of the Apollo program had nothing to do with rockets, astronauts, or indeed the lunar landings. It was communication. Getting to the moon was one challenge. Remaining in contact with a spacecraft nearly 400,000 kilometers away was a very different challenge. The average distance between Earth and the moon, roughly 385,000 kilometers, the distance introduced enormous technical problems. During the earlier Mercury and Gemini programs, NASA had already learned about difficult spacecraft tracking could be, or how difficult tracking spacecraft could be. Those missions remained in Earth orbit, relatively close to the planet, and even then communication blackouts were common as spacecraft passed over the horizon. For Apollo, they had to change all of that. What they needed? Continuous voice communication. They needed telemetry, spacecraft tracking, biomedical monitoring, navigation aids, command uplinks, and even live television. And while astronauts travelled hundreds of thousands of kilometres away from the Earth, a moving target, as it were, right? FMS is picked up. We're now following our magenta line. Super duper. The biggest issue was Earth itself. Earth rotates, as we know, once every 24 hours, meaning a ground antenna can only see a spacecraft for a limited period during the planet literally turns the station away from the target. Even the most powerful dish on Earth becomes useless once the moon disappears below the horizon. Grizzle! Grizzle has raided us with a raiding party of raiders. Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream, bud. Lads, you're most welcome. Grizzle was in a TBM today, and we are very welcome aboard. We've just rambled here. We're in the Phenom, released today if you want to grab it on the marketplace, and we're carrying on with our Monday night series. It's called From Earth to the Moon. We're basically following the story of from Apollo to Artemis, learning all cool stuff about NASA and the Irish Space Agency, of course. Right, so it's, you know, it's not botting. Wait, it's not boring. Did you try to say boring? But welcome in, lads. Hope you had a great stream. Grizzle, thank you very much indeed, buddy, for the raid and the support. It was grand. We picked up the Phenom. Quick checkout. Full flight tomorrow. Grizzle, do you know how to put in your custom logo livery thingy? Hang on, stand by. You'll see it on the video I did yesterday, right? But I've just sent you the instructions. Now have a cup of tea as you read through the instructions. But that follow them and you'll be laughing, right? Captain Gaming, hope you're well, bud. Welcome in. I saw a cool plane this week. What did you see? What did you see? Right, so to our raiders, welcome in, lads, and you're very welcome. And I'll keep talking like I know stuff. So even the most powerful dish on Earth becomes useless once the moon disappears below the horizon. So it meant NASA had, well, they had to get real with the situation. If NASA relied on only one station, well, Apollo spacecraft would repeatedly vanish from contact for hours at a time. That couldn't happen. So mission control needed constant awareness of where the aircraft was, the health of the spacecraft, the oxygen levels, fuel state, trajectory, all of this stuff, right? Andy, thank you very much for the follow. If something failed during translunar flight, lunar orbit insertion, or ascent from the moon, delays or blackouts could become fatal. The older radar systems used during Mercury and Gemini also struggled with lunar distances. The systems were never designed to transmit high-quality TV or carry large telemetry loads, or even maintain stable communication at 400,000 kilometers away. The signal strength problem was enormous. Radio signals weakened dramatically over distance, and that's before you even worry about any sort of interference, be it from the ozone, be it from solar. All of these issues all had an issue, right? So, radio signals, as we know, even we have high frequency, very high frequency, ultra high frequency, right? That's what they were dealing with. By the time Apollo's transmission reached Earth, by the time Apollo transmissions reached Earth, they were unbelievably faint. NASA therefore developed a much more advanced communications architecture. That architecture was made up of giant dish antennas, ultra-sensitive receivers, improved tracking systems, and also a brand new unified S-band communication system. But even that still couldn't solve the Earth's rotation problem. So NASA had to build what they called a worldwide network. And just to show you this, we're putting out a website here, right? The Space Communications and Navigation, this is from the NASA website itself, right? So in 1969, NASA captured the world's imagination and inspired generations with Apollo 11's moon landing. And back then, NASA's communication networks were crucial to mission success. Today, they provide critical service as America moves forward to the moon. To this day, most of this equipment is still up and running. NASA's Space Communications and Navigation, or SCAN, the program manages and directs the Deep Space Network, DSN, and also the Near Space Network, NSN. It's a global communications infrastructure for space exploration. The agency's new lunar exploration program, called Artemis, NASA's Space Launch System rocket will send astronauts aboard the Orion spacecraft to the Gateway in lunar orbit. Crew will take expeditions to the surface of the moon in a human landing system, go back to Gateway, and then return to Earth. SCAN is going to support Artemis missions each step of the way. So they're modernising technologies like the optical communications. But that's what they're doing now. You go back to what it was like back then. Affixed to the inside of the Eagle's lander door was a small, unconventional TV antenna. The extraordinary images captured showed Armstrong and Aldrin amid the magnificent desolation of the lunar surface. And getting this incredible video to hundreds of millions of people back on Earth, gathered around countless television sets in rural homes, on city streets, and even in remote villages around the globe, was up to the flexibility and resourcefulness of NASA's manned spaceflight network and the DSN, the Deep Space Network. During lunar landing and liftoff, NASA dishes in Madrid, Spain would provide tracking support for Apollo, but also at the time of the moonwalk, Madrid was facing away from the moon and thus couldn't see it. So the job of getting the first historic pictures down to the world fell to tracking stations in Australia and also in the United States. When Armstrong finally started descending down the ladder, 3 hours after the Eagle had landed, a 64-metre antenna in Goldstone, California, received the first downlink. That scared the crap out of me. We're okay so far. So that's where they got the first downlink from, right? Goldstone, California received the first downlink and two-way communication from the surface. However, by the time Armstrong reached the foot of the ladder, Mission Control in Houston, Texas switched the transmission over to Honeysuckle Creek's 26-metre antenna located just outside of Canberra in Australia. But the responsibility for voice communications remained at Goldstone. The iconic words in history, "It's one small step for man," ended their 240,000 mile journey to Earth at one location, while the pictures of Neil Armstrong speaking then came to be seen through another. Not after almost 9 minutes into the broadcast, a 64-metre dish at Parkes Observatory in Parkes, New South Wales in Australia provided an even better picture. Television transmission would continue through July 23rd, 1969. It is this observatory, we're flying to this tonight in the sim. So outside of all of that, behind the tracking stations were real people spending countless hours to make human exploration to the moon possible. People everywhere appreciated the fact that the US was willing to share its program so effectively with them by means of modern communications. People of many countries have told me personally that they certainly appreciate not only our technology, but also our intent in trying to build a better world through our space experiences. To those of you out there on the network who made all of the electrons go to the right places at the right time, and not only during Apollo 11, I would like to say thank you. And that was from Neil Armstrong. He said that back on the 18th of March, 1972. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So, tracking stations were established across Australia, Spain, Africa, the Pacific Islands, the United States, and even aboard ships at sea. If there was any gaps in the network, they would deploy ships that were able to boost the signal. As Earth rotated, responsibility for communications would hand off from one station to another. One antenna would lose the spacecraft, another would acquire it, then another, and then another. Apollo essentially travelled through a moving chain of radio coverage wrapped around the Earth. Without the global network, the moon landings, they wouldn't have happened. So we're here in Australia tonight, and what we're covering tonight, right? Where is this now? My chat paused. We're going to play golf on the dish as well, right? But isn't it mad when you think about it, right? Apache, thank you very much for 170 in a row. Cheers, bud. Captain Gaiman, Roger, we'll have a look. Australia played an absolutely critical role in the Apollo mission. Not only from the movie The Dish, which I love, it's one of my favourite movies, but we had all these tracking stations. And again, we learned this in episode 1 and 2. During the space race, the American side, the United States, were so open. They were all about linking different teams together and getting the processes correct. The networking, getting folks all over the country and the world working towards one singular project. The Soviets, on the other hand, well, they were very much inward looking, and they wouldn't report on anything unless it actually happened. So, they couldn't call up Australia. Good day, comrade. We want you to set up... Right, could you imagine? It'd be great crank. So Australia, in many ways, Australia became NASA's communication bridge to the moon. Its geographical location made it perfect. Because of Earth's rotation and the moon's position during the Apollo missions, Australian stations...
Nighty snoozy snooze.
Be Jesus, Muttley. How are you, Muttley? Good to see you, bud. A 60-metre antenna dish is about the wingspan of a 747. It's nuts, right? But yeah, Australian stations often had the best visibility when US stations could no longer see the spacecraft. The 3 major Australian facilities became especially important: Parkes Observatory, Honeysuckle Creek, and also Carnarvon.
Jesus.
All right. Homewrecker, good to see you, bud. Welcome in. Muttley's doing well. Great to hear it, man. Great to hear it. So Parkes Observatory, that's where we're heading tonight to check it out. It's an updated POI with the latest Australian update, right? So it sits in New South Wales on a sheep paddock. Would you believe? It's one of the most famous radio telescopes ever built. Completed in 1961, the Parkes dish measured 64 metres in diameter, enormous for its time. The telescope had originally been designed for radio astronomy, not spaceflight. But NASA quickly realised its incredible sensitivity made it perfect for the Apollo communications. The dish was so famous, it eventually became known simply as the Dish. During Apollo 11, Parkes was selected to help receive television signals from the moon because its large antenna could gather a much stronger signal than the smaller tracking dishes elsewhere. And that mattered enormously because the lunar TV camera transmitted extremely weak, slow scan television signals. The better the antenna, the better the picture. But despite the fame of Parkes, it didn't actually broadcast Armstrong's first step. which was interesting because the movie would have you believe it did, right? Hollywood, really? You know? P.S. Miranda, good to see you, bud. All right, we're cruising here at about 220, 8,000 feet. It's very nice out there. Aircraft is behaving very nicely. I haven't broken anything yet, so let's see what happens. So the Parkes Observatory radio astronomy observation located 20 kilometres north of the town of Parkes in New South Wales. Here it is here, lads. Have you ever seen the movie The Dish? One's in chat if you've seen The Dish. That's okay, Scott. Did you ever see the movie The Dish? One's in chat. It's an awesome movie. Awesome. If you haven't watched it, you need to have a serious word with yourself. It's a great movie, right? It's a real kind of make you feel good sort of movie. But anyway, it's ran by the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, CSIRO. It's part of the Australian Telescope National Facility Network of radio telescopes, and it is frequently operated together with other radio telescopes, principally in an array of 6 22-metre dishes at the Australia Telescope Compact Array near Narrabee. The observatory was included in the Australian National Heritage List on the 10th of August 2020. It was completed in 1961, the brainchild of E.G. Taffy Bowen. He was the chief of CSIRO's radiophysics laboratory, and during the Second World War he had worked on radar development in the United States and had made connections in its scientific community. Calling on his old boy network, he persuaded two organisations, the Carnegie Corporation and the Rockefeller Foundation, to fund half the cost of the telescope. It was this recognition and key financial support from the United States that persuaded, at the time, Australian Prime Minister Robert Menzies to agree to fund the rest of the projects. The park site was chosen in 1956 as it was accessible but far enough from Sydney to have clear skies. And there's parts in Australia, indeed New Zealand, they call them these, what are they called? Areas of natural beauty, or they're effectively areas that celestial tracking and stargazing, you can do it there because there's like zero nighttime pollution. What they mean by nighttime pollution is lights, street lights, houses. Well, you'll see them on the horizon. If there's low cloud, you'll see them. So they go to these areas. Dark Sky Reserve. There you go. Dark Sky Reserve. Right? Additionally, Mayor Seth Moon and landowner Australia James Helm were both enthusiastic about the project. The success of this telescope led NASA to copy features of the design into their deep space network, which included 3 64-metre dishes. They built one in Goldstone, California, Madrid, Spain, and then one in Tidbinbilla near Canberra in Australia. The telescope continues to be upgraded, and as of 2018, it's 10,000 times more sensitive than its initial configuration. 10,000 times more sensitive. It's still used to this day, right? Now, we can learn more about it. We'll do a little bit more reading later on, but it's a fascinating area. I don't know if any of you guys have ever visited like observatories or any of this kind of crack. It's a cool place to go visit. I remember years ago I went to the Armagh Planetarium. We also went to the Dublin Observatory. That was quite good. But there are far bigger and better places around the world. Here's some useless knowledge for you. Down the road from me in Birr, County Offaly, that was once home to the world's largest telescope, and that was redesigned for us for free in Microsoft Flight Simulator by Jeppesen 2001. He actually modelled that old telescope, and it's about 40 feet long. It's massive. So that's freeware scenery if you pick up Jeppesen's Birr airfield, right? It's not far from me. But anyway, Honeysuckle Creek, that honour belongs primarily to Honeysuckle Creek, which was the station on the night of the moonwalk. The moon had not yet risen enough above the park's operating angle, right? So Honeysuckle became the station that first received and relayed the historic images. For the first several minutes of the moonwalk, the entire world was effectively watching television transmitted through a relatively small station hidden in the Australian bush. Only later, once the moon rose higher, NASA switched over to the much stronger Parkes facility. And you can actually see that during the television broadcast. You'll actually see like the lines flick. You see this screen? It does this kind of crack. Look. It kind of does something like that. That's the effect, you'll just see it. That's what they were doing in Houston. Say, quick, Parkes is up and running. Put us over to Parkes, please. Is that amazing? Right? So Honeysuckle, quick look at this before we land. The tracking station for Honeysuckle. Deep space stations are used there, right? They're relatively new. And here we have former tracking station site. It's no longer there. It is no longer there. We'll go back to that in a moment. We need to land this machine. So, autopilot. Off. Ease the power back. And we're going to go in for a landing here. So, what runway do we want here in Bathurst? We're going to go in for runway 26. 26. Or 35. I think 35. Bathurst traffic, November 235 Romeo Mike. We're Phenom inbound, full stop runway 35, Bathurst. Alright, so we better see how we can get on here before I cause an incident, right? 10,000 and they still can't see UFOs, right? But isn't it mad when you think about it, lads? We think of, we think of the Apollo missions and then you're thinking, Jesus, we'd have seen nothing if it wasn't for these guys and these different tracking stations and this communications network that NASA built on. And what's funny about the whole thing is, what NASA built in terms of this kind of global communications, well, that gave, civilian air travel a lot of options because, well, they figured out different ways of bouncing signals around the Earth, and then satellites came things, and it's very interesting. You can kind of see the evolution of it. You go back to the Second World War, even to the British air defence system. I forget his name, but he effectively built an intranet back then that all these other stations would report in if aircraft were spotted, and then you had the air defense system. I forget the name of it, but it was effectively early day internet. Effectively, that's what it was in the 1940s, right? So it's amazing when you see, they can start producing this kind of technology, and then they're like, oh wait, there's actually a lot of use for this. The dowding system, yes, the dowding system. Fascinating stuff, isn't it? There's a great video on the whole system by Scott Manley. Oh, is there? I'll have to check it out. You're in Roswell this past week for work. No way, Captain Gaiman. Intranet. Kind of homewrecker, yeah. So intranet, probably, yes. There's a military man. He knows what an intranet is. The old Defence Forces had an intranet for a long time. That was effectively just a home network. I mean, that's what it is. Jonathan Frakes was at Roswell in 93. We saw him there. No way, T-Sac, really? That's awesome. Same place where the races are now. Ooh. Did I watch the landing live? No, Muse fan told me all about it. I had to wait a good 40 years before I was born. No, wait, 20 years before I was born. But Muse fan was there. He said it was great. And also, shag off, nutty. Alright, so our speed is coming down nicely. It was top class as Muse, yeah. Sure, Muse fans been to the moon, lads. And Gibbo will verify this. You just wouldn't know what Muse fan has accomplished in his life. Oh, brilliant. Right, easy now. You know what I'm talking about. Brilliant. Right, easy now. Runway 35, that's what we're going for. Speed is dropping down a little bit more. Yaw dampener's still on. We'll have to disengage this now in a moment. Okay, yaw dampener off. Little bit of stutterage coming in, but we'll see how we get on. And Murph was in Rome to capture the history for the channel. He knew Caesar. Me and Caesar, we go way back to Google. Oh, Chase, way back. Brilliant. Captain Gaiman, we're actually talking about doing it before, man. Alright, flaps coming down. B. Carlo, thank you very much indeed. 47 months, dude. Cheers. Emerald, you were 7 then? No way. Do you remember seeing it? Kanzumi says, feel like the next Tesla will have a steering wheel like the one on this bird. Looks very cool. Yes. And by the way, do you see this, right? Holy frame rates, Batman. That yoke, by the way, Verpal are doing one, and you might see more now because we have this. Alright, watch your speed. More flaps. It was the year you were born? Ooh. This plane is so much fun to fly. I don't know what more stressed about flying or keeping the passengers happy. Right? Mountain Man, it's fun, isn't it? Alright, gear down. And Bathurst traffic, November 235 Romeo Mike, turning base for runway 35, full stop, Bathurst. Tomorrow night we're going to be flying in the 737-800, the high detail update. We're going to be flying out of San Francisco up to Payne Field, up by Seattle. And we're going to be joined by Brian from Say Intentions. They have a new feature they want to talk about, but also just kind of a general catch up of what they're working on. So that's on tomorrow night's stream. Kickoff is at 1900 Zulu. So be sure to be there. It's a group flight. I'll be using Say Intentions for our ATC because I missed our VATSIM flight. So you're more than welcome to fly along. It's about a 2-hour flight. But we're doing that tomorrow night. And I'm going to take up the new high detail update from PMDG for the 737-8. Looking forward to that one. Dougal might do it on VATSIM again. Yeah, 100%. You can do VATSIM or whatever. Whatever. VATSIM, Say Intentions, or just multiplayer. It's up to you guys. It'd be great to see us there. GSX update 4 looks so clean now. Did it get an update? Alright, flaps are full, gear is down, you've overshot that, let's just ease it in. What's your power settings?
Sync rate.
We're alright, Betsy.
Sync rate.
Bathurst is absolutely class. There's an amazing racetrack up here.
Approaching runway 35. Caution! Caution!
We're alright. They released 4.0 today. Okay, sweet. 500, 130 knots. We're looking good for our speed. Are you going to stream the new Horizon 6?
400.
Crazy, yeah. I'm kind of busy for the next couple of Fridays, but it is something we'll stream probably after a Friday night flight.
300.
Remember VREF, a birdie told me you were too fast yesterday? Yes. I'm better now.
200.
Easy. Easy.
100.
Watch the roll in the ground. There's a flare.
Dreamy, sleepy, nutty,
Jesus.
snoozy, snooze.
Jesus. 366 feet a minute. Old veteran. You cut me real deep just now with your alertage. Well, blame Scott on that. Entirely his fault. I'd have been fine without it. Flaps in. Small bit of manual braking. And we'll get ourselves turned around here. Mother of Janie. Look out. Jesus. Now again, you want to check for damage after a land. Well, you won't damage it at that, to be fair, but like, you got to be careful with the wear and tear in the aircraft for sure. That Vision Jet doesn't look terribly happy about life where he is, does he? Right, we'll taxi back up out of the way. Try not to be on the grass, Murphy. So this is our first stop. This is Bathurst. Second stop is just up the road, about 73 nautical miles up the hill. So we'll get to that now. There's Frank. Frank, are you not in the Fuga? No. What is going on? Frank is not in a Fuga. This is very strange. Right, we're looking good. We're just going to back taxi here and we'll head on now to our next stop. And once we get to Parkes, we're going to change over. We're going to jump into helicopters. I'm going to go with the Huey and we're going to go out and explore the Parkes telescope. Also this week, lads, we have we've Raoul joining us on Wednesday night at a deep dive into this aircraft, all about the Phenom. We'll go over the FBOs, all the features, and then on Thursday night we're actually going to fly the Phenom on VATSIM for its first run. So looking forward to it. Ozzy Mandias, thank you very much indeed, buddy. 51 months, man. Cheers. Wasn't sure about your cruise. Oh, you took the Hawk? Okay, nice. More of a question about Say Intentions. Does it work with VATSIM? It kind of does. So you wouldn't use it with VATSIM. it's its own network. It provides its own ATC. It does have VATSIM handovers though. So for example, if you take off on Unicom, well, you can actually use, say, intentions. If a controller comes online on VATSIM, it'll ping you to say, hey, you got a controller, and then VATSIM can take your flight. If you depart on VATSIM and you go to Unicom, say, intentions can pick up your flight. It's very, very good. So many incursions, yeah, it's grand. All right. Once again, set ourselves to take off. Bit of stuttering, but we're not too bad considering. Alright, calm the beans. We'll go heading mode and lock. Bleed is off, that's quite okay. Flaps set for 2. Flaps move very slowly on this machine. Trim, we better reset that puppy. Takeoff configuration.
Takeoff okay.
Takeoff. Okay. We're going to arm V-speed. We'll aim for a climb for about 3,000 feet a minute. Okay. Are we ready, sports fans? Power coming in. Oh, I didn't, Malky. Wait. Jesus. YPKS. There we go. YBTH. Runway 35. All right, that should. It should do us. I think we're good. I think we're good. All right, let's see what happens now. Power coming in. Power stable. Let's go flying. Oh, the sounds of this are beautiful. Airspeed alive. Easy. 80 knots. Look at all the planes lined up there. That is friggin' awesome looking. Yep, see daisy. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Hey, the Limbix is here. Good to see you. Which is better for ATC, VATSIM or say intentions? Gene, oh Jesus, don't stall. So VATSIM is real controllers, humans. Say intentions is AI. Say intentions, I think is incredible. It's worth its weight in gold if you want an ATC experience and there's no VATSIM online. But say intentions, it's far more than that of just ATC. I mean, there's a lot more going on with it. You have things like SkyOps, you have Skynet, there's so many things. Okay, watch your speed. Autopilot. FMS is engaged. We might just keep it on heading here for the minute. And we'll spin around the airport. We're heading back up to 8,000 feet. Reset our barrow as well. This thing climbs like an absolutely machine. Looking good, guys. Looking good. Okay, speed is looking good as we climb. I'm just going to circle around, give everyone the chance to get airborne. And as we're doing this, lads...
Trim.
That's okay. Our trim is alright, but you could be talking about rudder trim. Tour guide, checklist, Air Care Alliance. Yeah. The list of things with say intentions is nuts. There's lots. But yeah, the Limbix, this is a superb aircraft. And even those who probably didn't think, you know, business jets were their thing, this thing is just awesome. It really is. It's easy to jump in, and then there's a bit of a curve to learn all the systems properly without, you know, exploding things. But I love it, man. I'm absolutely loving it. So, quick look here. Time is okay. bring up this guy. Jays, I never use Winglink. We'll think of that the next day. And, well, we'll get another head count, lads. So, Xbox and PlayStation pilots, it's number 1. If you're on the PC, press 2. For our groupie flight with Say Intentions, it's 3. And if you're looking forward to the weekend already, because it's only Monday, well, sure, you can press number 4. Ooh! I mean, look at the state of that. It's so great seeing so many new gamer tags flying along with us, guys. You're most welcome. Isn't it only gorgeous? Leonardo da Vinci, good to see you, buddy. You're very welcome aboard. Fraudhammer, good evening. Bob Geldof owns a Phenom, does he? Memorial Day is next Monday, so a long weekend for us here in the States. Nice, Gene, nice. Happy days. Hopefully there will be loads of flying. Loads of flying. All right, we're going to keep the speed as we are, but 215 is fine. We're going to be turning hard left here. We'll rearm our FMS mode. So our plan now is to turn left and intercept the that magenta line that we're after, right? So you can see here on our systems, our turn where it should lean us up. And so far, everything with the aircraft is fine. No warnings. Everything's doing exactly what it should. Yeah, the air conditioning's a bit slow to cool us down, but it is what it is. We'll go manual. And this should definitely start cooling us down now. We want, we're nearly there, we're like another couple of degrees. We want 15 degrees, which is going to be cold, but sure, listen, it should be fine, right? Alright, another left turn just to correct this course now, and this should put us bang on that magenta line. Murph, I assume you have enough fuel. Yes, Malky, but thanks for asking. Fuel on board, just under 4 tons. Fuel flow is about 262 per hour per engine, so, right, 500 and odd per hour. So we got about, what, 4 hours? But yes, it's amazing. Yeah, Super Typhon and Cian Lafford extremely fast at counting the chat. Cy120, yes, it is there. Do a search for FS Reborn. You should find it there, buddy. You should find it there. All right, we continue on. A couple of more notes for you, lads. Try not to bore you too much. The other tracking station I wanted to talk about was the one over at Carnarvon in Western Australia. It handled the telemetry and communications associated with the command module orbiting above the moon. So while Armstrong and Aldrin descended in the Eagle, Michael Collins remained alone in the lunar orbit aboard Columbia. Carnarvon helped maintain communications and systems tracking for this portion of the mission. I'd like to have a look to see what Carnarvon looks like. Here's Carnarvon. So again, I mean, you're just talking kind of rural Australia with these incredible tracking stations built. Mad, isn't it? All the way over there. It's out Perth neck of the woods, look. Isn't it incredible? The tracking station was used to support the Skylab project. The main building was then used by Radio Australia, which was looking for a home after Cyclone Tracy. Jesus. Solar scientific research originally carried out at this station is now carried out on an adjacent site, which hosts a node of the Birmingham Solar Oscillations Network. So you can imagine Parkes is quite unique because they were able to just keep upgrading it. It was a massive facility, you know, and Canberra still does it as well. So the myth, if you ever watched the movie The Dish, the 2000 film The Dish help introduce millions of people to Australia's role in Apollo, but it kind of simplified and dramatised the real story. The movie makes Parkes appear to be the sole hero of the station, or the sole hero station of Apollo 11, but in reality, Honeysuckle carried the first moonwalk images, Parkes later provided the clearest picture, and multiple stations worked together simultaneously. Alright? So the global network that NASA built, the Apollo Communications Network, was one of the largest and most sophisticated technological systems ever built in peacetime. NASA essentially created a planetary communications web. At the centre of this was the Deep Space Network, right? And if you go to the NASA website, you'll see where it has scan. And this is, to this very day, this same network exists. You have the Near Space Network, and then we have the Deep Space Network. And this is where they now focus on putting up satellites, but also they have relay stations going further out into space because, again, the objective is for Artemis isn't just the moon, that's building the foundations to go to Mars. So they have to now consider the moon and then multiply that distance several times to get us to Mars. It is quite incredible, right? So the Deep Space Network backbone consisted of three major complexes: Goldstone in California, Madrid, Spain, and Canberra in Australia. The stations were deliberately positioned roughly 120 degrees apart around Earth. It meant that when the Earth rotated, at least one major station would always have visibility of the moon. Often two stations would see a spacecraft simultaneously, creating overlap and redundancy. Goldstone handled much of the Western Hemisphere, Madrid covered Europe, Africa and parts of the Atlantic, and Canberra handled the Pacific and much of the Eastern Hemisphere. Other stations existed: Madagascar, Hawaii, the Pacific Islands, we know Australia, Mexico, then we had stations in Florida, Texas, Spain was mentioned as well. And then they used ships. Ships were stationed in remote ocean areas where land coverage didn't exist. The vessels carried tracking antennas capable of relaying telemetry and communications back to Mission Control. And all of the Mission Control, of course, was housed at Houston. We're going to learn all about that next week. Right? Driver, thanks for that, buddy. Yeah, I'll have a look. The entire system operated in real time. Voice transmissions, biomedical data, spacecraft telemetry, nav updates, and even television signals. Mission Control engineers could monitor all of these things in real time. And without it, it just wouldn't have worked, lads. It just wouldn't have worked, right? So, again, you've a lot of stuff on NASA's home website because, well, it's NASA, right? Whoa, we just got a massive raid. Chewy's in the house. Chewy, a very good evening to you. Hope you're well. Congratulations on your massive stream today, buddy. Welcome in, Raiders. You join us here. We're in the Phenom. We're doing a flight here in Australia with the Phenom. We're continuing on with our Earth to the Moon Monday night series, and tonight's focus is on Australia, in particular the Parkes Observatory. You ever seen the movie The Dish? Right, but anyway, yes, we've been flying the Phenom today, just released, and we're just taking it for a bit of a joyride. But hope you had a great raid. Thank you very, very much indeed. And yeah, awesome. I love to see it. I mean, there was over 3,000 people watching at one stage. You're bringing flight sim to like people who ordinarily they wouldn't have a clue, right? They wouldn't have a clue. So it's absolutely great to share our hobby with them. So dude, just awesome stuff. And a resub as well. For God's sake. I don't think it came true, but here's a few viewers nonetheless. Not at all. Dude, thank you very, very much indeed. You're very kind. And well, welcome in, lads. Shout outs aren't working. I don't know what I've broken. Although I did read something that I think Stream Elements are on the way out. Oh, I don't know, Muse. I probably broke something, but welcome in. So yes, we're here in the Phenom. We're flying it relatively calmly. Everything's manual at the moment in terms of speed and altitude because we want to kind of see out the window. And with the aircraft as well, we've damage on, all that jazz is there. We've done one landing thus far. I haven't gone for passengers this evening. We did yesterday. They were happy until they weren't. And if we have a look around the cabin, we haven't caused much problems with pillows falling around. Well, that one fell. The pillows and all this jazz react to how you fly the aircraft. It's pretty mad. It's one of many features with this aircraft. So I do hope if you guys have it, you're enjoying it. There's a lot going on, and that's before we get into the FBO setup. It's incredible stuff. Briggsy, yeah, buddy, you can send it on Discord. We won't get links on the chat here, but yeah, dude, I'd love to have a look at that, man. So yeah, I hope you guys are all keeping well. Britain is here. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing you. Right. Anyway, what's over here? Oh, yeah. So, the Apollo communication represented one of the greatest telecommunications achievements in history. The system used was called Unified S-band. So what we've done each week, we've covered a different chapter of the story. We've 7 chapters or 7 episodes in this series. We've gone from how the engineers behind the V2 rocket, Werner von Braun, right? Operation Paperclip, how the Americans went in and took all these German engineers, and then the Soviets went in and they took the other half, right? Of how then the development and the race for space became a thing. Our second episode focused on the astronauts, the training, what was involved, their selection, the secrecy around it. Our third episode focused on the engineering. It brought us to Alabama and Mississippi, and we looked at where they built and tested those Saturn V rockets, amongst other equipment. Tonight, it's all about the global support. Other countries that were involved, because apart from getting your astronauts, apart from building the spacecraft, apart from figuring out that you're going to the moon, one of the biggest challenges NASA had was, well, how can we communicate with this? They learned quickly during Mercury and Gemini that there was black spots, and that's even in like a close Earth orbit. What happens when you send a craft 400,000 kilometers away and the Earth is rotating once every 24 hours? How do we keep our eye on them? That was the problem that they had. They needed telemetry, they needed communication, they also needed TV signals, which when you think about it, TV in the 1960s, right? So these are all massive challenges for them. So to help kind of overcome all of this, they built stations throughout the world. One of the most famous, of course, being Parkes Observatory in New South Wales. You also Goldstone. We also have Canberra, Madrid, and they also even put vessels out into the sea for any kind of potential black spots, and they all had receivers on board as well, and they all communicated directly back to mission control in Houston, right? So before Apollo, separate systems were used for voice, for tracking, telemetry and command. Apollo combined everything into one integrated communications architecture, and we talk about the S-band or unified S-band, right? So we have one here from General Dynamics on their website, and they have a lot of information here. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepped onto the moon in 1969, an S-band transponder designed and built by General Dynamics was the only communications link the Apollo 11 astronauts had to NASA's mission control and millions of people watching on Earth. 50 years later, we're celebrating the historic engineering achievements of the Apollo missions as we develop new technology for man's next giant leap from the moon to Mars. All right, so this is General Dynamics. We've got a hello there. So, developing the S-band transponder. The Apollo missions were incredibly complex, with multiple space vehicles performing intricate maneuvers in deep space, which required accurate tracking at extreme distances. The equipment had to be designed to withstand the extreme cold, heat, radiation they'd experienced. They also needed to transmit more data than any previous mission, including TV and video. Hundreds of employees at Scottsdale, Arizona began delivering the unified S-band transponder in 1962. It was a new system that would accurately track the Apollo spacecraft, transmit and receive telemetry, communicate between ground stations and the spacecraft, and provide the link for the historic broadcast from the surface of the moon. The formal contract was awarded in 1963 to Motorola's Government Electronics Division, a legacy company of General Dynamics. All components produced by the Scottsdale employees, pictured left, were equipped in the Apollo spacecraft. We had the command module with a unified S-band transponder, an uplink data unit. Inside the lunar module, they had another S-band transponder. On the third stage, they had an S-band communications transponder and also flight data and command receivers. The second stage rocket, flight data and command, and the first stage, flight data and command. So they built all of these components into all the various parts of that three-phase rocket, which is incredible. Once the spacecraft reached a distance of 30,000 miles from Earth, the astronauts completely relied on the unified S-band transponder to stay connected. The transponder was their only link to mission control and transmitted all voice and video communications. Spacecraft status, mission data, distance, even the astronauts' biomedical data, and emergency communications. In total, their engineers in Scottsdale developed 12 major pieces of electronic equipment for the Apollo and Saturn V rockets. Isn't that mad? And they're still at work because they're focused on the mission to Mars. To this day, they're still doing it. Isn't it crazy? Here's a photograph of Motorola's facility in Scottsdale. That's mad, isn't it? That's absolutely mad. Right, how are we looking? We're looking all right. We're looking all right. So this transmitted S-band radio frequencies, they're around 2.2 gigahertz. The simplified spacecraft design and dramatically improved efficiency. Transmitting from the moon was incredibly difficult, and the signals arriving to Earth were unbelievably weak. The giant dish antennas solved the problem. These large dishes acted like enormous radio collectors. The bigger the dish, the more signal it would gather, and that's why Parkes' 64 meter dish, Goldstone's giant antennas, and Canberra's tracking dishes were so important. Radio waves travel at the speed of light, roughly 300,000 kilometers per second, and even at light speed, signals required approximately 1.3 seconds to travel from the moon to Earth, and then another 1.3 seconds for replies. It meant astronauts and mission control constantly talked over noticeable delays. Commands were never instantaneous. Another major concern was the reliability. NASA knew communication failure during lunar descent or ascent or docking could be disastrous. Absolute crazy. Buttons. Rookie Pilot, thank you very much indeed. Cheers, man. Jebison, good evening. Hope you're well. Thank you very, very much indeed, Rookie Pilot. 47 months, man. That's insane. Thank you very much. Right, we'll slow her down just here a little bit because we're getting close. On the night of July 20th, 1969, or July 21st Australian time, the Global Tracking Network faced the greatest test. Humanity was just about to watch man walk on another world. Behind the scenes, engineers were fighting an incredibly difficult technical battle. The television camera aboard Eagle transmitted weak, slow-scan television. The signal quality depended entirely on Earth, and initially Goldstone was expected to handle the moonwalk broadcast. But problems emerged immediately. The image quality was unstable and difficult to process. Meanwhile, Honeysuckle Creek began receiving remarkably stable pictures. At that moment, the moon position favoured Australia. NASA made the decision to switch. And so, the first live television images of Neil Armstrong descending the ladder came through Honeysuckle Creek. For several historic minutes, the world watched the moonwalk through a small Australian tracking station hidden in the hills near Canberra. Then came Parkes. As the moon rose slightly higher above the horizon, the giant telescope at Parkes dish locked onto the signal. Despite dangerous wind gusts threatening the telescope's movement limits, Parkes operators continued tracking. The result was spectacular. Parkes delivered the clearest television images of the moonwalk for most of the EVA. Over 600 million people worldwide watched the broadcast. At that time, it became the largest live television audience in human history. What most viewers never realised was the images they were seeing had travelled from the moon to Australia through the tracking stations, across communication relays, into Houston, through television networks, and then finally into homes around the world. One of humanity's greatest moments passed through a radio dish in rural Australia. When Armstrong stepped to the moon, the signal came through here. Isn't that absolutely mad? Like, it's mad, right? My coffee, good to see you. So 1 second here, I want to show you this. We have a few minutes before we land, right? Credit to NASA. This is their video.
Okay, everything's nice and straight in here. Okay, can you pull the door open a little more? Right, cool. Okay. Did you get the main sound? I'm going to pull it now. Houston, the Mesa came down, all right. This is Houston, roger, we copy, and we're standing by for your TEV. Houston, I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
What an incredible moment. Like, absolutely incredible. So if we jump ahead for a few more minutes, you'll see then the picture quality becomes so much better. And this is where Parkes then had taken over. So they were getting far better resolution on the images. Even moving it around there, you'll see, like, it was just so much more clearer.
Back to the right about half as much.
And the still images worked even better. So Isn't it amazing when you think about it? I wasn't born. Yeah, I have USB disconnect sounds. Yeah, for the realism, you know. But if anyone would like to watch that, I'll link that here in the chat. It's over to the NASA YouTube page. That's where you can watch that video. All right. So, yeah, I mean, the entire spacewalk is there. All the EVA stuff is there. And the clarity then, this is where Parkes took over. Absolutely incredible stuff. It's an amazing thing to see, to witness. And like, you know, they're the footsteps we're retracing these today. So we're going to turn ourselves around here. We're going to land at Parkes. So autopilot coming off, and we'll start our turn here to the left. And our plan now is, lads, we're going to land here at the airport. Then we're going to fly out to the observatory, or the telescope. Or the observatory, the Parkes telescope. But isn't that incredible? Like, it's just incredible, isn't it? Like, I think all of us at some stage in our lives said, "Jeez, imagine being an astronaut," you know. And like, what makes this series we're doing today so relevant is because, well, we're doing it again, right? Artemis 2, and you know, the next Artemis missions, we will have people walk on the moon once again, and this is the prelude that, you know, we'll hopefully get to witness landing on Mars. It's crazy, it's fascinating, and it's just, when you learn about, you know, the story behind it, of all the different things, like even tonight, we're like, it's the communication side of it, how important that was, global communications. You know, today we take all this for granted. I mean, look at us here, we're live streaming. I'm in Tipperary in Ireland, I'm live streaming, I'm sitting in my man cave, we're live streaming out on different platforms. There are people here in our chat literally from all over the world, yet we're all here together being able to experience something. And I'm doing this from inside my house. There's people in NASA controlling a car on Mars. What? It's crazy. Murph, is Mars also flat? Asking for a friend. Brilliant. Murph, how long would you say it'll take before the on-air companion is available for career and not just freelance? Very soon, Mr. Alaska. They're just doing a quick kind of beta test. So the open beta is now out, so I'd expect to see it in a couple of weeks, I'd say. I hope I'm going for the right runway. Is there a grass runway here, or is it all concrete? It looks concrete. That's where we're going. But yeah, it's a long way to Tipperary, it is. Imagine this, I'm pretty much opposite side of the planet. It's mad though, isn't it? Like, it's mad when you think about it. And here we are, all, you know, hanging out together, and we're able to share all the, like, it's nuts, absolutely nuts. All right, we're gonna be doing a visual approach. I don't know what the runway is. 11. Parkes traffic, November 235 Romeo Mike. We're Phenom, inbound for a full stop, runway 11, Parkes. All right. All right, watch the speed. Man, this plane hand flies so well. Okay, we're going to kick off the aircon. You hear the fans turn off? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, need to get that speed down. We're very high here, Murph. You're not making a mess of this. Easy now. Speed's coming down nicely. Under 180 for the flaps.
High speed.
We're alright.
High speed.
We're alright.
High speed. High speed.
There we go. Speed continues to drop. Let's give it a couple of S turns on the way in here. I wonder will they find the cow during the Artemis program. Easy. Alright, gear. Just as well we don't have passengers. Big Al is here. Good to see you, buddy. Easier to get images and chat from the moon from Limerick. I'm telling you. Yeah, we're way high here. We're not going to make this. Alright. We'll just circle around. Al, thank you very much indeed, buddy. That's like an abysmal approach. Don't mind me, lads. It's totally sound. It's my first day in the job. Alright, keep returning.
Approaching runway 4. Caution, caution.
Dive like a 727. Only make it if you're in a wee T shuttle. Yeah. Alright, we'll fix this. Watch your speed though. Alright, flaps full. Keep your speed at around 140-ish.
Can I get a refund?
No, shag off. There's no refunds. I will say this, it's a lovely plane to hand fly. I'm not just saying that because, you know, I've butchered this approach. It's actually very nice to hand fly. People are asking with regards to an auto throttle, there isn't one. At least for now. There just wasn't sufficient data for FS Reborn to implement an auto throttle system.
Caution, caution.
At least to the standards that they wanted it. They could have thrown one in there, but that's not their style. They're not going to throw something in because, you know, oh, it looks nice, you know. So anyone who's wondering for an auto throttle, they know people want it. I'm sure they'll get working on it, but they didn't have sufficient data for them to comfortably make it and say, yeah, we can stand by this. So that's where it's at. There's a runway. Keep it coming. One misconception, no one saw the moon landing live. It was shot using film camera. The moonwalk, however, was live. Ah. Oh, the moon landing. So that was relayed back a couple of minutes though, I'd say, wasn't it, Malky? Because when they landed, that was televised as well, wasn't it? Just Roy, take it easy, buddy. Have a very pleasant evening. We'll see you soon. Alright, speed. Starting to creep up on us. Easy now. There's a runway. Parkes, November 235, Romeo Mike. 5 mile final, runway 11, full stop. Parkes. Film had to wait until they got back to Earth. Really? Did I not see like TV footage Armstrong on the moon and landed and all this? Yeah, it was all fake anyway, Kane, yeah.
Runway 11. Caution, caution.
Yeah, they had a rest period when they landed. Yeah. Easy now.
500.
500. Watch your speed. You did. Watching some of it was live. The better stuff was filmed. Okay.
300.
They had audio recording from NASA. Ah, okay.
200.
Continue.
100.
Alright, watch the flare. There's a flare. Easy now. That's a bit better. Watch the nose. Little bit of a dance on the rudder. There's decel. Alright, bit of manual braking. Flaps in. Alright, welcome to Parkes. And a plane flew right by. Yikes. Alright, how do we get out of this mess? If we hang a right... Alright. The original footage of the moon landing was recorded. Oh! Really? Jeez, that was a lovely flight in this machine. Oh, we got choppers with us already, man. Very, very cool looking plane. Look at that. Hey, Captain Cocktail's with us. Nighthawk already in the Huey. In a Canadian livery, it looks like. Nice. Alright, so the current time of day is kind of nice. 16:41. We might do something similar when we go to Choppers, lads. What do you reckon? We'll do a fast taxi down here, just get off the runway, shut her down, and then it's into Choppers now.
No takeoff. Flaps.
Walter Cronkite watched it. Ooh, hey paparazzi, good to see you. Can't wait to set up the FBO. Wasn't the moon brought to you by Space Food Sticks? The old commercial. Paparazzi. So our video yesterday, if you're stuck, I forget the timestamp, but you can go in and look at me setting up the custom folders and all that jazz for the custom logo for your FBO if you'd like. Skelly is here. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. All right. So we're going to head on out to the satellite or the dish. I'm just trying to remember where it is, but we'll find it, sure. Need to learn a bit better, though, says Muse. Great fun. Great stuff from Raoul. Yeah. It was awesome. Whoa, another rage. Jesus, lads. Bananas. London controller, Jamie. Welcome in, buddy. Hope you had a great stream, man. And welcome in, Raiders. Lads, I hope you're keeping well. A very happy Monday to you. We're just finishing our Phenom flight. And you might say, oh, for God's sake. But I'll go through the L shutdown. And we're going to be flying a chopper. We're out checking out the Parkes Observatory here in Australia.
Hello there. As
we follow on with our Earth to the Moon story. Jamie is happy. Arsenal won today. Thank you very, very much indeed for the raid. Lads, great to see you again. And hope you had fun today. We're here in the Phenom. And we landed. We actually got a fairly decent landing. Not going to lie. So... if you wanted to see this briefly... just give it 2 seconds. So we're on the ground here at... this is just a generic airport, right? So if you wanted to put in an FBO just for the crack of it, this is what you can do, right? So we're loaded here in the Phenom, and we're going to select this spot up here. We can put in a small little FBO or a massive one. Let's just put in a small one, just to show you what you can do here, right?
Hello there.
And there it is there. So we'll hide the map, and now we're going to drone camera. This is how easy this is, right? And if you want to have your own custom logos and all that, you can do that, right? So if you want to get this just a little bit tidier looking, we'll select our FBO, and we can rotate it or move it around the shop, right? Something like that. Bring it up off the ground. And see the way it comes with its own bit of an apron? You don't need that there if you don't want to. You can get rid of that. Hangar doors, extended apron, we can hide that. And if you just want to move the gadget now, nudge. So we'll nudge it over. Something like that, right? And straighten it up. And just like that, we have our FBO. So what we can do, we can change, this is this custom stuff we were talking about. So see this, see the FS Reborn stuff? So we can change that. We can put in our own custom one. And you can put in your own custom one, right? So we'll disappear that. And now, well, that's our FBO. It's as simple as that. You just place it in, you're good to go. And you can walk around inside this. You can open and close doors. So FBO stands for Fixed Based Operator. Effectively, it's just like a company, and they would manage different flights for different companies, private, other business jet companies and so on. So this is one of 3 different FBOs that you can get, and anywhere you see our logo, so this kind of crack, that's where your logo could be. And the beauty about this is, lads, right? Let's say, for example, we got fish as well, look. Let's say, for example, you want to have your own FBO, and you put it in your custom colours, right? So say, Jamie, right, you have London Controller on it. And you'll say, we're putting an FBO at this airport, which could be Payware Airport or anywhere, right? You can then... once you have it saved, it goes into your community folder. You can then share that file from your community folder to everyone in your community. Meaning that if they're flying in the Phenom from FS Reborn and they load into, let's say, for example, you put an FBO at Heathrow, they'll see your FBO and your logo. Isn't that cool? That is so cool. So you can literally have your own FBOs, and you can have multiple FBOs. You can have them at multiple different locations, different countries, and they're saved to the aircraft. Meaning 2 things. 1, unless you're using the aircraft, you're not going to see them. But 2, any changes you make, it's saved to the aircraft. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. Sad Mandatory, thank you for the follow. Bacelli, thank you very much indeed. 49 months, buddy. Insane. Thank you very, very much indeed. So this is one of 3 different FBOs, and you see how easy it is. When I save this now and I fly back to Parkes, that's going to be here. And I'll show you that because we're finished with this flight. We're going to reload into Parkes now, right? At this airport, we're going to load into this now with a helicopter, right? And you're going to see this here, right? So I'm going to change our machine. You won't see it on the map. It doesn't render in with scenery. Oh wait, you won't see it with the chopper. What am I talking about? Never mind. I'm telling you lies. If you load back in with the Phenom, you'll see it. So I'll do this briefly. I've now left the sim, if you like, right? And I'm going to load back in and make sure we're on the ground. It doesn't work with other aircraft. It must be with the Phenom, right? But you'll see now, hopefully it doesn't crash or explode. But when we load back in, that FBO should then reappear. Give it a few seconds, let the aircraft fully load and register. And it should just pop up. There it is. It's nuts, isn't it? Right? So if we hop into our plane, in there now.
Great news. TwoToneMurphy just joined the group.
And there's our FBO. And as I said, like it only activates with the aircraft, right? But if I shared this file with folks in our community, right, and they pop it into their community folder, if they jump into their Phenom and they load into Parkes, they see this exactly as it is. It's absolutely incredible. Now, let's say, for example, you want to get a little bit more fancy, right? Ah, yeah, it's grand, yeah, it's nice and all. But the good thing about this airport, it's a default airport, meaning we got a load of room here. So, well, sure, why don't we take over this a little bit? So you get this FS Reborn tab in the top bar, and all you need to do, here's your map. And if you want, you can change the map, go to settings, you can actually put it into aerial view, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click out here, and I'm going to put in a large base. Now this one is friggin' massive, right? So I'm going to click on this guy and just drag him up this way. Something like that. And we can kind of rotate it around, right? Something like that maybe, right? And then we'll move him down a bit. And then over here, shall we put something else in? The aerolith is a big hangar. So we'll pop the hangar in there as well, right? And same story. You can turn the stuff around. So there it is, right? Now there's rocks and stuff in our way, so we can get over the rocks. We'll just increase our height. And for this mad looking devil here, we'll put him above the ground, right? Because he's a massive apron we can use. So I'm just going to leave those sit now for the moment. And again, because they're there, these will stay here. Anytime we want to, you know, once we load in the Phenom, these FBOs stay here. And we can go back the road. We can take off in another country. And anywhere you see that Firefly Air or FS Reborn, that's where you can put in your logo. And the buildings aren't just kind of static, if you know what I mean. What we can do here is open our map again. So see this hangar that I've just built here. So I can say, but the logo wants to be Firefly Air, side logo, user, right? But check this out. I've just pressed a button to open the hangar doors. Now it's hard to hear because there's jets taking off. But you can actually hear now the hangar doors opening. So you can control all of this. You know what I mean? Isn't it absolutely mad? And that's just one FBO. We can go down the road here to this larger one we've built. And we can adjust the height of it. We can adjust all these things so it actually fits the scenery perfect. We have tools to adjust the roll and the pitch and the bank, just in case the ground isn't level, right? Anywhere you see that logo, that's your logo. You can put that in yourself, right? It takes about 10 minutes to do the logo thingy, but once it's in, right? You can open and close all the doors, and then you can go in and explore all the details inside the FBO. This is the large FBO that we have here, right? And the detailing is absolutely class. It is absolutely class. So we can see here there's an FS Reborn. Well, we can change that. So we'll open up our facility. We'll click on our menu system, and we're going to say, well, look, give me my own logos, right? So anywhere you see a logo, you can put in your own. Airside canopy shown, landside canopy grand, extended apron, hangar doors, go ahead and open them. And it's literally anywhere you see Anywhere you see a logo, that becomes your logo. Isn't it deadly, isn't it? All the clocks work as well. They're actual clocks, and they do work depending on the time you have it set to.
Exciting news, Captain Cocktail just joined the group.
They're all accurate. Like, the detail is friggin' nuts. Multiplayer can see it. Provided the multiplayer user has the Phenom installed and using it. You have to be using the aircraft to see it. These packages are saved to the aircraft, if that makes sense. Isn't it deadly though? Like, it's absolutely insane, lads. And like, the small FBO is really nice because that really kind of gives you that feeling of, well, it's me gaff, it's me house. Do you know what I mean? And there's a hot tub and everything, if you're that way inclined. Right? And then to see these things at nighttime, these are very impressive at nighttime, right? Check this out. The night lighting on these, these are savage. Jeppesen built these. They're absolutely class. Check it out, look. Like, isn't that ridiculous? So in the custom logo file, there's two files. You'll have daytime texture and a nighttime texture. That's why it wants both. But you don't need to do anything with it. You just copy and paste your logo in. It's fairly straightforward. But then you can see all the nighttime lighting. Isn't it absolutely savage? This is a first for flight simming. And it just gives you a home base. We haven't had that before. Now granted, it's only for that aircraft, it's only for the Phenom, but like, what an achievement this is. This opens the doors for all sorts of craziness. And madness, you know. I can't wait to see some of the some pictures of different FBOs and the logos that they use. I mean, could you imagine? You know, but yeah, it's absolutely incredible and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And collision is all there, so you can walk around with your avatar if you want to go walking in and out of these buildings. It is class. You can set up one of these at your home airport, fly to your buddies, and your buddy has their design. They share the files with you. You know what I mean? It's very impressive, isn't it? And that's part of the product. So outside of having an exceptionally good airplane, which is an exceptionally good airplane, you have this feature as well. And you can just imagine, what does this open the door to down the line? Your own place. You know what I mean? Like, it's savage. This is your own place to just have your aircraft parked in, you know, have people run around, act the Aegis. See this clock here? All this works. This is, I don't know, I forget the story Jeff told me on this, but like, look at this, look. You know, it should work. It does work. I don't know why it isn't now, but that does work. That reacts to friggin' the different times of the day. Absolute crazy. Nuts.
Just joined the group.
So that's the FBO stuff. Again, I have a video on it on YouTube. If it just 10 minutes, start to finish, of how to set up your custom logo. If you don't want your custom logo, you can use the FS Reborn one, or just turn it off. It's up to you, right? You don't need a custom logo to make this stuff work. You literally want to have an FBO. As I said, you click on the FS Reborn tab, and it brings up this menu. And if you want to delete, you click and you delete. Whatever you don't delete will actually stay at that airport because it's saved to the aircraft. It's right, as in the position, the logo, the friggin' rotation, everything is saved to the aircraft. So when you load in the aircraft, you have it. Do you know? So it's awesome, absolutely awesome. So we're going to jump into helis now. Raoul is going to be joining us on Wednesday night on the stream. If you have any questions for him, he's going to give us a proper deep dive into creating all of this, and all the features. I've showed some of the features, not all of them. There's a ton of more features there. So it's very, very impressive for sure. Very impressive. Right, so we're doing our last bit of our flight. We're going to head out to the time of day was nice, wasn't it? Around 4:30. And we're going to fly out the Huey. We want to head out to the Parkes Observatory. I'm trying to figure out where that is. I don't think it's too far from us. I'll need someone to help us along. Jesus, flying helicopters and flights, and this is always a moment, isn't it? Right. But yeah, there's a video over on YouTube if you want to watch that. It'll go through a lot of the features that I got to have a look at yesterday.
Hot off the press, TwoToneMurphy just joined the group.
Brilliant news. Do we have views set up on this? We do. Right, I have not flown a helicopter in some time, lads, so you'll have to help me out here. Let me see. Force trim. Oh, that's all grand. We'll start off up here. In which we have some lights. Yes. Inverter. Starter. Battery coming on. Start. Generator goes to start. Inverter can go main. Anti-collision lights should be on. Position lights on. Wipers, don't worry. Bleeds, don't worry. We do have some bells and whistles shouting at me. Fuel pumps come on. Reset that guy. There should be another reset guy here somewhere. De-icer, no. Fuel on. Okay, that looks kind of good. Open our throttle. Lights, searchlights, landing light, forward light. Right, let's see what happens here. Your guess is going to be as good as mine, right? Right. Starter switch, battery on. All that is grand. So how does one start this machine? Is it this guy? Is there a button down here? Thought we had a button down here. Am I raving? We had a button down there. Brilliant. Alright, keep our hand on this guy. Engine RPM is coming up. Yeah, we're going to be checking out the new the MB-105 helicopter. We're going to fly that on Thursday. That's just due to release later on this week. My Coffee's here, good to see you, bud. Hey, Hammy's here, good to see you. Some say Hammy designed a hangar and it was just pictures of Gillian Anderson. Brilliant. Okay, machine. Okay, lights are on. You be picking up that heli? Yes. Now, let me see. Chip detector. Did I already break it? Jesus, I must have broke it. Come hither. Okay, wire cutters, yes. Antenna, why the devil not? Side armaments, why not? Engine bay, co-pilot. Enable shaking. Oh, that probably doesn't work with the other one. Tablet GPS, modern, no. Pedestal GPS, no. Repair the aircraft because I probably shagged it. Turn that guy off. And hopefully that fixed it. Yes, that fixed it. Okay, generator goes up. And I think we're good. Are we ready? Oh, Julia! So we're heading out to the Parkes Observatory, lads. This is going to be fun. Right. Master caution. What aren't you liking? IFF. What's that? Identification friend or foe, isn't it? That's got to be radio or squawk. Receivers. Have we got like a button for that? There we go. Right, it's in our squawk, yes. Okay. Are we ready? Collective. Easy now, Betsy.
Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Easy now. Kicking up some dust. There's a master caution light on. We'll figure that one out in a while, right? Alright, throw the nose down. Oh Jesus, then the sounds. Do you hear the sounds? Have you ever heard anything like them at all?
Approaching runway 4. Caution, caution.
Man alive, that is so good, isn't it? Oh, heck yeah. Right, I suppose the important question is to ask, does anyone know where we're going? Right. I mean, if I was a giant observatory, where would I be? Do you know what I mean? Hey, Lusty, good to see you. Right, don't crash, Murphy. I think it's over this way. They spent the next several hours looking for the world's, one of the largest satellite dishes. We couldn't find it. Effectively, if you just go to Australia and look up. Gene, we already played it, but you can't hear it over there. We only have it over here. It's out in the open, 2 miles that way, somewhere over the horizon. Roger. Oh look, there it isn't. Wait. I think I'm going the right way. We'll fly over Parkes.
Approaching runway 22. Caution, caution.
Your caution is right, Betsy. Does anyone know where we're going? Oh jeez, this is lovely. Oh, I found an antenna. Big Al says it's the other way. That helps, Al. Jesus, everyone's following me, look. Ooh. Yes, this is the way. We're going over there, due north from the airport. Is it? It is, it is, it is! Right, lads, that was a good dress rehearsal. We'll now head for the air thing. Jeez, you hear the sounds. That's absolutely deadly. Jesus. That's savage, isn't it? Wouldn't the giant antenna be located in the land of the giants? Maybe. Gene, it's a terrible thing. Terrible. Big Al says follow Al. We'll follow Al. Don't lead us astray now, Al. Jeremy. How much is the Huey? Like, is it 25 or 30 quid? Vinyl Rabbit, I have not.
4. Caution, caution.
But I'd love to. Right, we're going this way. Ah, brilliant. Jeez, look at her speed. The sounds. Oh wait, isn't there a free one? Sorry, there is. There is a free Huey, the Stranger Things one. Yeah. This was the original one he released. And it's savage, man. Right, we go this way. Al says follow this road. We'll follow the road, Al. It's not a pleasant ride, really? Did you ever see that movie? Was it Clear and Present Danger? Was that the one with Harrison Ford? Willem Dafoe? They go out to Colombia and he rents a Huey. Oh, what a movie. Wasn't that one Clear and Present Danger? Yeah, it was. That's an awesome movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. Jesus, there's Febro. There's Al. Ah, how are you, Al? They weren't designed to be comfortable rides? Probably not. Right, we're hooning it here. Heck yeah. Ah, look at this. This is insane. This is deadly. And a fuga. Get some! Man, Frank. I can see the dish! It's way out in front of us. Frank, you're having too much fun. Save some for the rest of us. Alright. There's the dish ahead. Man, this chopper's so good. I haven't flown this in ages. Get ourselves trimmed out here so we can relax. Excellent. Our hula girl is doing the hula. Hey, we got an Alouette with us. Nice. They had civilian variants of this chopper as well. They were quite plush. Bell Bro, loving the owl chopper. Mrs. GPHI is with us in a UH-60, it looks like. Ooh. That master caution is doing me OCD in. We'll figure it out when we get back to the airport. Look at that, lads. Jesus. Isn't that amazing? That is fantastic. That is absolutely incredible. Love it. Dish of the day. There it is, lads. Where's the button I'm looking for? I need to find this. Right now. Wait now. Buttons are being pressed. There we go. Isn't that something? Man, that's cool. Who landed in the friggin' dish? For God's sake, they won't let us come back here free, bro. Jesus. Right, can we set this down? Oh, we can. Right, Murph, you're up. Easy. Easy. Mind the trees. Mind the building. Easy. Easy. Easy now. Gently does it. Gently does it. Alright, we're down. Right. There's always someone who lands on the dish. Ah, that's class looking, isn't it? So this was updated for the most recent Australia update. And I gotta say, it looks heaps better, doesn't it? So there's a movie I highly recommend you go watch, lads. It's called, funny enough, The Dish. And it was built in the middle of a sheep paddock. Crazy, right? There's gonna come a time in flight sim, like when you can land these sort of places and they'll all have, you know, full interiors. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time. Like, wouldn't that be a great way to go exploring a lot of the POIs that, you know, you get a proper kind of visitor experience? Just like a digital museum sort of stuff. Wouldn't that be deadly, wouldn't it? That's awesome, man. So this dish, along with honeysuckle, this is the reason why we had those images from the walking on the moon by Neil Armstrong. Without this, we wouldn't have seen it. It's crazy when you think about it, isn't it? That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I love this. Global support. I mean, that was the heading of tonight's live stream, and you can absolutely see why. Jeez, the detail here is spectacular. Now, it'd be even better if they could, like, if they could animate it. Yeah, it nearly didn't work because it was high wind. It was high wind. What's you like at night time, lads? Really? There's no lights on it at all. I'd have thought there'd been lights on that, no? Anticlimactic. Who are you telling? Jesus. Look up. Yeah, we're looking up. Can you see? Well, it's hard to see. I used to be able to mess around with the exposure before, but I can't do that with a chase plane. I can't bring the out exposure levels up anymore, I'm afraid. But we can get half creative. Sorta, nearly. That sort of vibe. But you gotta say, it doesn't look too bad, does it? Man, that's awesome. How friggin' cool is that? The noise of that Chagan chopper, Jesus. Yeah, that's pretty impressive now, I've got to say. So that's the Parkes Observatory rather. And there's live time. That's how she looks like right now. Well, bar the weather. Yeah, that was that's fantastic, isn't it? Fantastic. They got like the visitor centre and all that there as well. That's pretty cool. There's other satellites or dishes in the vicinity as well. There's one there. And there was something else further on down the track. Yeah, there it is there. Has anyone ever been to this, lads? Anyone here in the chat? Have you been to Parkes Observatory? It was built in the middle of a sheep paddock. Do we even have sheep here? We do! We shag all of them, but we've sheep. Meh. Her name is Barbara. 98 Vulcan, you've been here several times? No way, man. That's awesome. Jeez, it's brilliant what you can do in the sim, isn't it? Free entry! What? Free entry! Get out of town! Keep the site clean, no smoking, no drones. That's class. There's a restaurant on site as well called The Dish. No, jeez, look, they did all this. Oh, wouldn't it be amazing to be able to get in and walk around and that? That's deadly. Beware of snakes. The Dish. Yeah, there should be lights in it. I mean, looking at the picture there should be lights on it, look. Need to get the lawnmower out. That's very cool, this. There's the restaurant. Beware of snakes, look. Jesus. You used to have open days to go to the tower. Really? Oh, I would love to visit here in the real life. I would love to visit here. It's just cool, like, and the significance. Yeah. So not only is it still in use today, Mike, we learned there tonight that the dish today is 10,000 times more sensitive today than what it was for the Apollo landing, because they're constantly upgrading it. It's still in use to this day. 10,000 times more sensitive. That's just mind-boggling, isn't it? That's incredible. Right, friends, it is time to return to that place in which we belong. So, let's plan a speedy departure. Collective. Mind the trees. Mind old mate. Alright. Don't hit the dish. The dish, we bid you adieu. Alright. We're in the bushes. There's a good camera view. Look at that. Deadly. Oh, that's awesome looking, isn't it? Definitely a snaky place in the summer, really. Ah, that's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right, back to the airport we go. Paul Newman, did you fly past the Three Sisters, Merv? The Three Sisters, where are they? They're out with the coast, Paul, aren't they? The, what about spiders? Yeah, that's the only thing that'll put me off. Sumner, you take care, buddy. So next week, episode 6, we go to, or episode, Jesus, what episode are we on next week? Episode 5 next week. And we visit Houston in the United States. Houston, Texas. And we're going to learn all about mission control, all the missions, the staff, Gene Kranz, right? Simon 20. Congratulations, bud. Three Sisters are in the Blue Mountains, not too far. We'll come back, don't worry. We're definitely going to come back to Australia. You know, this update that they did is absolutely incredible. Like, it's incredible. The slick one went to school in Houston. Nice. Yeah, so next week, it's all about mission control in Houston. We'll probably do a similar type of flight. The T-38 is grand and all, but it's not grand, if you know what I mean. So we might do, we'll see, we might do another Phenom flight, and then we're going to take the T-38 out for a joyride. The problem with Houston in the sim, there's no photogrammetry there, which is a real letdown. So there's good satellite imagery. So we'll spend a lot of time looking at photos and all this, you know. DeBlaze, good to see you. I have not. Haven't installed Forza yet, buddy. It's on the list of things to do, though. Definitely. But yeah, I would love to, Jays, I'd love to visit here. It'd be amazing. Love the stream in the Phenom. Nice machine. Summer. Yeah, dude, it's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice. FS Reborn did a great job. Hey, Avgeek Ethan, welcome in. Jay's just got a raid as well. Ethan, thank you very, very much indeed. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you had an awesome stream. Thank you very much indeed. Great to see you guys. Me shout outs aren't working. I shagged something. I don't know why. But thank you very, very much indeed. Great to see you. I hope you had an awesome stream. We were flying into Phenom a little bit earlier on. So if you want to scroll back, you can have a look at it. We were showing off some of the FBOs. And now we're just on the way back from the Parkes Observatory. We're about to do a full stop here in Parkes, here in Australia, with our group flight. So we're just at the tail end of this stream. But thank you very much indeed for raiding in. You did what now? Hassan, good to see you. Did you not see the FBO stuff? Oh, dude, you want to check that out? Yeah, Phenom is awesome. It is. It's incredible. Like when I was chatting to Raoul as well, like there's already patches listed of stuff. He's going to be joining us on Wednesday night for a proper deep dive into the aircraft. So yeah, tune in on Wednesday night if you get a chance. Raoul will be there, and he'll be talking about everything about the Phenom, you know. Hey, Top Gun Glenny, good to see you, buddy. What chopper, Captain Alex? This is the Taog's Hangar Huey, the UH-1H. Mr. Anderson, you liking it, yeah? Yeah, the Huey's pretty good, man. This is an awesome chopper. This is one of all the Taog's aircraft are brilliant. Even with many explanations, folks still don't listen. Wait, what happened? Alright, easy now. Let's take this in for a full stop. Bleed off some speed here. We'll throw it around. Easy, easy, easy. Alright. Here's Mrs. GPHI. Easy does it. I'll park it up over there. Anti-torque pedals doing what we need them to do. Easy. That'll do her. Alright. Beautiful. There's Mrs. TBHI. Ah, lads, brilliant. You gotta love the chopper flights as well. I love chopper flying in the sim. Haven't taken the Huey out in I don't know how long, so it's yeah, it's just great to see. Get ourselves straightened up there. That's awesome looking. Ah, guys, that was brilliant. Thank you so much for taking part in tonight's flight. That was freaking cool. Between the Phenom and this, I mean, just brilliant. Just brilliant. Beautiful scenery along the way. Learned a ton. And yeah, that was so much fun. We were raided left, right and centre tonight as well. Amazing support from our fellow flight simmers. Very much appreciated, guys. Thanks a million. And if you're still here from any of the raids, well, you're very welcome aboard. We're back tomorrow. Tomorrow night we're going to be taking a 737-800, the new high detail update. We're going to be flying that from San Francisco up to Payne Field. We're going to be flying with Say Intentions. Brian from Say Intentions will be joining us just as we get into cruise. He's going to be talking about a new feature being worked on, and also just what's going on in general with Say Intentions. They've been very, very busy, and of course we're excited to hear more about FS Expo. Then on Wednesday we have the news. Raoul from FS Reborn will be joining us. It's a full deep dive on the aircraft. Thursday we have a double header. We're going to be flying the MB-105, which is the new aircraft upcoming from Miltech on Thursday daytime. Thursday night we have a VATSIM flight, which we're going to fly the Phenom for our first VATSIM flight, and then on Friday night we have another group flight coming up, and that's in the Just Flight Turbo Arrow, which I'm very much looking forward to as well. But guys, thank you so much for your company. This was an amazing stream. The aircraft selection, the scenery, and just hanging out in general, lads. These are absolutely brilliant. So thank you very, very much indeed. We're back to you tomorrow at 1900 Zulu. Until then, we'll be over on our Discord. If you want to ramble over, say hello. So yeah, the BO105. Yeah, Mr. TPHI will love that. You can go inverted in that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, loads of fun. So, massive shout out to Muse, Gibbo, and to Scott as well, keeping us all safe and happy here in the background. And for everyone for tuning in. All the raids as well. Lads, I very much appreciate it. And we're a small, generally speaking, we're a small niche within the niche of this hobby. So, it's always great to see. We just have so many awesome content creators. Honestly, like, it's just it boggles the mind, the quality that we have in what is a very small kind of niche kind of genre, right? And everyone's friendly, and it's just amazing. So thank you all so very much. We'll see you tomorrow 1900 Zulu. I have to put out the bins and then go lie down. So until then, have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Time to turn. And we'll start advancing that mixture back in here now shortly. Come on, prop.
Sink rate.
You're all right.
Sink rate.
Yeah.
Up. Sink rate.
Give us a bit of air in the nose there. Nearly. Nearly. Come on, Betsy, you can do it. We need the wind. Oh, bother. We need more speed. This isn't dangerous at all. 110, 120. Mixture in. The mixture's in. Come on. She doesn't want to play. She nearly got there. Hang on now. Easy. There she goes. Jesus. If it didn't kick off, lads, I would have died immediately. Did you see what happened to Matty Lonesome? Oh, that was brilliant. Did you see him? Matty, are you okay? Are you okay, Matty? Oh, Jesus.